Hey there guys, Darkman here. Welcome to something that I've been looking forward to doing for so long. Hey there guys, Darkman here. Welcome to something that I have been looking forward to doing for so long. If I'm sure most people out there don't know because my channel is not super big. I only have 33 subscribers. So chances are you don't know a whole lot about me if you're watching this. Um, but I am a huge Fate fan. Um, but I've never played the original visual novels. I watched all the animes. The only one I haven't watched is Prisma Ilia, but I did watch Oath Under Snow, and that was a really good movie. I haven't watched the series at all. But other than that, I've watched everything that Fate has put up. Granted, also haven't watched the Emiya anime, but I was also planning on starting that sometime this week, so that I'm not counting that. Um, But yeah, I've never played the visual novel. I've always wanted to do it. And so I was just like, why not just let's play it? Something that would have really appreciated was a let's play that actually reads all of the dialogue. And I'm sure something like that exists. Um but I just haven't found it. The closest I got was Otaku Daikun, who sometimes read the dialogue, sometimes didn't. And then I was like, oh well, I don't want to watch this. I would rather him read out the dialogue, that kind of stuff. Um, just as a way for people who don't have the time to play through an 80-hour visual novel, because I've heard it's at least 80 hours long. If you don't have time to play through that, it'd be nice for someone to read through it. And since I've always wanted to play through it, and I'm a huge Fate fan, I decided why not. Um, but yeah, with that being said, I think we should just jump into it because I'm looking at the timer. I'm only a minute in and we haven't even started playing. Oh, also, I don't know if the version of the game that I have, because I have a vague understanding of how the visual novel works, or I think only one of the routes is unlocked at a time, and you just play through that, and then you get the other routes. The first route is going to be the Fate route, then the next will be Unlimited Blade Works, and then the next will be Heaven's Feel. I think that's how it plays out. But we'll see. Um, I just don't know if this version of the game has all those unlocked, just because I don't really know how that stuff kind of works. Um, but when I be trying to play through the Fate route, I'm still going to be making the decisions that I would make, regardless of whether or not the other routes are unlocked. And we'll just start with whatever we get, because I've heard that if you're just kind of nice to Sakura in the beginning and you have the Heaven's Feel route unlocked, it'll just start that route. So I might still be nice to her, and if it starts that route, then I guess we'll play through Heaven's Feel first. So fingers crossed we get the Fate route first, though. But yeah, now with that being said, without further ado, let's get into it. It was a thrust like lightning. A spearhead thrust to pierce my heart. Trying to dodge it would be useless. Being lightning, it's invisible to the human eye. But that lightning that tries to pierce me is repelled by the moonlight that tries to save me. Clang, a beautiful sound. No, the sound before me is heavier than steel. The armor she is wearing is not beautiful at all, and as unrefined as the cold night. The sound wasn't beautiful at all. It is actually the sound of steel. It's just that the night is beautiful enough to turn it into a charming sound like a bell. I ask of you. Should I do voices? I feel like I should do voices. I ask of you. Are you my master? She asks in a voice that lights up the darkness. Oh, I do not feel like I gave her the proper voice for that then. Ugh. I have come forth in response to your summons. From this time forward, my sword shall be with you and your fate shall be with me. Now our contract is complete. Yes, the contract has been completed. When she chose me as her master, I'm sure I swore to help her too. The moonlight still lights up the darkness. As if following the night's example, the shed again falls silent. Time has stopped. The scene lasts less than a second. But I'm sure I'll remember this scene vividly, even when I've gone to hell. The face slightly turned. The quiet green eyes. The instant becomes an eternity. The blue outfit symbolizing her sways in the wind. A faint blue light filters in. The golden hair shines in the moonlight. Fate. Oh, I'm so excited. I really don't know what to expect at all, because, like, do I need to click something? Because the Fate route is, like, the only route I have not experienced at all. Like, I've seen UBW, and I've seen Heaven's Feel, but I've never seen the Fate anime. I was thinking about starting to watch it, because I found this, like, edit of it, that cut it down to make it more actually like the visual novel, because apparently the anime, like, it added a bunch of stuff to, like, try and make it, like, more comedic or something like that. Also just completely threw off the pacing. Also, I need to turn this down. I don't know what it is about, like, freaking computer speakers, but I had mine at, like, set to 5, and it was blaringly loud. I don't know whoever, like, how anyone could ever set it to be, like, above, like, 15 for whatever reason. But yeah, no, I'm so excited to, like, actually go through this. This is a story from 10 years ago. I'm watching someone I know very well. A tall man with a deep-featured face, who to my knowledge has never told a joke, is patting my head. No, that's not quite right. I guess he doesn't know how much strength to use, so to be more accurate, he's grabbing my head and mashing it around. I guess that's only to be expected. After all, that's the first time he's ever patted my head. I have to get... What kind of voice should Kiritsugu... This should be Kiritsugu, right? I'll have to get going now. You know what to do now, right? I answer the deep voice with a polite, yes. The man patting my head nods once again. Oh, I thought he was, saying let's go, and I was like, did the visual novel forget, how, the quotations worked? I mean, not quotations, you know what I mean. Let's go, and stands up. So that was it. If I'd known then that it was our final moment together, I would have made him laugh with my best joke. I had practiced telling jokes a lot, in hope that I could bring a smile to his grave face. I guess you could say I was sad that I couldn't tell him any of them. Oh. This is Rin. I thought that was a weird outfit. I was like, this is a weird outfit for Kiritsugu. Put the association in your debt by the time you mature. I'll let you decide what to do after that. You should be able to take care of yourself. Even though he said such things, I guess he was still worried. He told me about the heirloom jewels, the jewels inherited from the master, and how to manage the basement. As he was telling me all the things I didn't know yet, I realized even as a child, that most likely, he wouldn't be coming back. A war had started. Not a war between countries, but a war between people. But the only ones at war were 7 people. In a situation like this, the word war should be unsuitable. But here, it's a different story, as the ones in conflict are Magi. As soon as I saw that word, I was like, Magi. Because I'm pretty sure in Fate it's pronounced Magi, something like that. The 7 Magi from a different faction had started to compete for an unknown reason and killed each other in unknown ways. The man standing before me was one of them. He too was in a position to kill or be killed. He must have known more keenly than I did at that time that his time was near. Rin, the Holy Grail will appear eventually. It is our duty as the Tosaka family to win it. More importantly, if you want to be a Magus, you can't avoid it. Once more, he patted my head and left. That was a terrible read. Once more, he patted my head and left. That was the end. That was the last time I saw the man who entered the Holy Grail War as a master and died. The man who was my teacher as well as my father. Oh man. Time to speak as Rin. Take care, father. I see him off politely. I knew I was on the verge of crying, but I shed no tears. You know, should I be doing, like, my Shiro monologue voice for her internal dialogue? I don't know. I loved him. He was a great father and a great magus. Among the magi, ugh, there are only obstinate people. In the whole world, I don't think anyone had a better character than his. He taught me as a teacher and loved me as a father. That's why I decided to choose my path according to what he left in the end. Rean, the Holy Grail war will the Holy Grail, there we go, will appear eventually. It is our duty as the Tosaka family to win it. More importantly, if you want to become a magus, you can't avoid it. In the end, he left me those words as a magus, and not as a father. That is why at that moment, my path was determined. Alright, I'll do my best to be a proper magus. It's only natural for a student to follow in the words of their teacher. Since then, through many twists and turns, I, Tosaka Rin, have matured. It's been 10 years since the winter day on which my father went to war. I haven't exactly been waiting for this moment, but I am excited. That's only natural. The event I have never forgotten about is about to start. Oh yeah, I forget that they all start out exactly the same way, so I was just sitting there like, wait a second, isn't this how UBW and Heavensfield started? And I was like, alright, they all have like the exact same start, up until a certain point, which, let me just say, replaying these games for the different routes, hopefully there's like a skip, well no, there can't be a skip option, because there's choice based. What was I gonna say? But hopefully, there's like little differences and maybe spice it up a little bit. Granted, I'm planning on taking like a break between each route. Like I want to like play this one, put maybe a few months between the next one, and then put a few months between the last one. And then honestly, after that, I'm probably gonna put a few months between Heavensfield and then start Hollow Ataraxia, just because I've been so curious about whatever the freak Hollow Ataraxia is, because I know like nothing about it. Because no one really talks about it, and it's also like, it's just weird that it's never gotten like any kind of like animation for it. I have no idea what it's about, so maybe that's why it like there's a reason why it hasn't been animated. It's just because like it might not be very good. I don't know. Yeah. That being said, let's continue. Something is ringing. Ring, ring. Shut up. Stop it. The sound doesn't stop. It rings loudly as if an enemy. What? Come on, I was up late last night, so it should let me sleep in a bit longer. No, it has to let me sleep in. I was deciphering my father's will until early this morning, and I used up too much magical energy. In other words, my mind and body are dead tired. Ah, jeez. You're really stubborn. I'm just not gonna do the sound effects. The alarm clock doesn't speak my language, so why does the ringing sound like it's telling me you're going to be late? Late? Being late is bad? Being late is bad. Though, that depends on the situation. I'm a good student, but maybe I can get to the school at the last moment just for today. That's right. I set the alarm 30 minutes early, so I should be able to sleep for 30 minutes more. Huh? Isn't that strange? Set it 30 minutes early? I look at the alarm clock drowsily. The clock is pointing exactly at 7. I usually get up at 6:30, so the spare 30 minutes have already been used up. Oh. Why can't I think when I wake up? I stare at the alarm clock for several seconds. Shutting it off, I decide to get out of bed. You know, I just had like a strange thought. How am I supposed to say? I don't know how to save. I just realized that like I was like looking around the screen because I started playing like more more visual novels lately. And also I want to say I don't think I see too much of the appeal of visual novels that don't have choices in them. Because right now I'm playing through two other ones right now that I'm not Let's Playing. Love Language Japan. I think it's called like something Ditzy Demon. Um, um, I started playing other visual novels recently. Um, and in them, they what was I just saying? I just completely blanked on what I was even saying. I started playing other visual novels recently. I don't really. The fuck. Because I started playing other visual novels, and usually they have like the save like somewhere on the screen, like as like a little like tab, maybe at like the bottom or something. But also I just had another thought, like so I'm not really sure when we'll be able to save, because that'll be probably be when I end this episode, because I don't know when that'll be, is all I'm thinking. So, whatever. Passing through the cold hallway, enter the cold living room. It's 7 o'clock on the last day of January. Fuyuki City is usually pretty warm in the winter, but this morning it's as cold as any other city. I can even see my breath indoors, and on top of that, there's no one else in the house to warm it up. Heater, heater. Turning on the heater, I head to the bathroom. At times like this, living on your own is inconvenient. If there were someone to wake up before me, the living room would be warm by now. I wash my face at the sink. I brush my long hair and get ready. A cold morning, a cold sink. The only advantage is that the cold water clears your sleepiness completely. I tie my ribbon and I'm all ready. All I have to do is eat breakfast and head out. Looking at the clock, it's only a bit past 7 and I'm a bit disappointed. Man, I guess I didn't have to run after all. Then again, I would never do anything as clumsy as running to school anyway. It is the custom of the Tosaka family to act with composure and elegance at all times. Taking a custom like that seriously must mean that my family originated from a very high-class background indeed. Owning this old Western-style mansion is proof of that, and on top of that, the Tosaka family is a bloodline of sorcerers able to use the powers of magic. If you're talking about age, our family has an ancient history. Well, it's not something I can brag about. Actually, I can't speak openly about it at all. Oh, by the way, I, Tosaka Rin, am a magus. Even if I didn't know Fate, I kind of figured it out by your dad going, hey, be a cool magus, and then you being all like, I will, daddy. Who on earth can brag to like that? Magic is just what it sounds like. Magic. I don't care if you get ideas like abracadabra or whatever. It took my brain a second to be like, whoa, what are we talking about there? Is this Harry Potter? And then I realized what it was. You can just think of us as people who do strange things by casting spells. Oh, though it's not like we can fly around on brooms or make stars appear with a wave of a wand. Well, we could do that, but we don't bother as it's kind of meaningless. We're basically heretics who hide ourselves from the world. We're prohibited from standing out, and even if we weren't, we would rather be at home studying magic. On top of that, the word sorcerer is completely inaccurate. To be precise, there's only 5 sorcerers in the world. Things no one can do. Things beyond the ability of modern science. The ones who can make such miracles are the ones we call sorcerers. Miracles that can never be achieved regardless of time or effort. Those we call sorcery. Those things that are mysterious but achievable with time and effort. Those we call magic. That's why what I do is called magic rather than sorcery. It's complicated, but that's how it is, so just accept it. Well, to be honest, the modern world doesn't recognize the existence of magi. As we believe, control, and learn things that are immeasurable, our existence is incompatible with the modern world. Because it's kind of meaningless. Going to a normal school and becoming a normal adult will bring you far more happiness than studying magic. Human technology is great. In the past few hundred years, it has been leading the way ahead of magic. Nothing is impossible for humans. The miracles once possible through magic are now tools, and not miraculous at all. Still, magic has its good points. Just as there are things possible only through science, there are also things only possible through magic. It was the master of the Tosaka family who said that if science is moving toward the future, magic is moving towards the past. Something about the past and future ending up at the same place, everything always running towards the 0 point. As soon as I read that, I just started playing to the beginning in my head. I love that song so much. Let's put off all these difficult discussions. They should wait until we're old. Whew. Alright, water. Finishing breakfast, I grab my bag. Oh yeah, I should bring the pendant. I don't really want to take the thing to school, but it'd be a waste just to leave it here. This thing is hundreds of years after all. It's by far the greatest jewel in the house. As soon as I see that, all I can think of is the CE from Grand Order. This thing is oh, I already read that. No, that's an understatement. It's much stronger than that. I found this after decoding Father's will last night. It contains the equivalent of 10 years of my magical energy. There was said to be an heirloom, and this might well be it. We, the Magi of Tosaka, are skilled at the transformation of power. We put our magical energy into jewels whenever we have free time. To put it simply, the jewels are bullets and we're the gun. The only other thing I can say I received from my father is a magic crest of the Tosaka family engraved on my left arm. In essence, this is proof of the successor, and it's like a tattoo that condenses all the inherited magic of the Tosaka family. Sorry, I don't have my glasses on, so it's a little hard for me to read. Probably should have started this when I had my glasses, but I left them somewhere. It hasn't started yet, but I guess it doesn't hurt to be careful. I put the pendant, which can now be said to be my father's memento, into my pocket. This is the last resort. Pretty much anything is possible with the magical energy contained in this. It's 7:30. I should get going or I'll be late for school. Yes. I weave my words with magical energy quickly. Being a Magus, I can't let my guard down when leaving my house. Even though there's never been a single robber, wandering children, nor a stray cat. And I don't think my neighbor has ever come to say hello either. Well, I don't really care. But not even a stray cat? What's up with that? I look up at the mansion I've grown up so accustomed to over the years. Fuyuki is certainly a strange city with many Western-styled houses on this side of town, and an area full of Japanese-style houses just beyond the intersection. I guess it's because many foreign families came to live here long ago, but even so, I don't see many foreigners around here. There's a foreigners' cemetery in the new city across the river, but it only has the graves of the first generation of families. Maybe the soil of Japan didn't suit them. I'll go to the church and ask the priest sometime. He knows a lot about boring things. As all priests do. Huh? Stopping outside, I feel a certain incongruity. What's up? It's quieter than usual. It's especially quiet with no sense in the mornings and noisiness. At 7:30, the street should be filled with students going to school and people going to work. Well, I guess there are days like this. Perhaps everyone slept in today. It's unusually cold, so I bet everyone's still wrapped up in their warm beds. Oh my gosh, that's me every day. At least for the past few days, I'll be like, all right, I woke up bright and early to go to work, and then I'll like start pulling off the blanket, like, oh no, it's too cold. Time to go back to the time to keep laying here, and then I accidentally fall back asleep. It's a struggle. But even so, it's strange that I haven't seen even one student so far. At 7:30, you can usually see people in uniforms here and there. I'm certain the only person at the school gate. But I'm the only person at the school gates, and it looks like the clubs are just starting their morning practice. In other words, the only explanation is... Oh. Oh, Tosaka. You're up early today. As I expected. With a small sigh, I turned to the girl who addressed me. Morning. It really is cold today, huh? The girl, speaking so frankly, is Mitsuzuri Ayako. She's my classmate in class 2A, and there are a lot of stories about her. Good morning, Mitsuzuri-san. Please excuse the abrupt question, but do you know what time it is? It's almost 7. Are you still asleep? She waves her hand in front of me, wondering if I'm alright. She was one of the few friends who know I'm not a morning person. In other words, she thinks I'm not fully awake yet. I guess the clocks at my house are an hour fast. All of them. Not just my alarm clock, but the clocks on the wall as well. Really, just what is going on here? Did Father arrange for all the clocks to go mad when the pendant was removed from the basement? Tosaka? Don't worry, it's nothing. Anyways, are you off to morning practice as usual? Yeah, the archery club has a lot of problem students, and one good member quit. So I have to get them to look good to attract new freshmen in April. I see. There's always something to worry about, isn't there? You can say that since it's none of your concern. Oh, do you want to come? The guys will love it if you come and watch. Archery club, huh? I have three acquaintances in the archery club. One is Ayako, the person before me right now, and the other two are people I barely talk to. And for the one of those two, the word acquaintance doesn't really suffice. I became friends with Ayako because I had been watching the archery club from afar. Alright. I'll go if all I have to do is watch. I have nothing else to do this early anyways. Great. Let's go right now then. The impressive archery range is one of our school's outstanding aspects. Perhaps the director is just interested in archery, but the range is much too fancy for a mere school club. Come on, there's still time before practice, so let's go in and have some tea. Happy about something, Ayako drags me by the hand. It's a bad habit of hers. She talks like a guy when she's expressing her true feelings. As Ayako said, there's no one in here. While sipping hot tea we prepare for today's class. The tea tastes really good in this open winter environment. Well, I'll come straight to the point. How's it going, Tosaka? Have you found a reliable partner yet? So, as there's no one else around, Ayako comes straight out and asks me a ridiculous question. I'm a little conflicted on if I should just talk over like the voice acting, because I like hearing it, but I don't know if everyone else out there watching is like, oh man, this idiot keeps talking over the stuff, and I'm like, I don't know, man, it'd be a little awkward for me to just sit here and awkwardly wait. Huh? That's a really direct way of asking. Judging from your tone of voice, you've already found yours. No comment. I'm going to keep it a secret until you tell me. So what's going on? Looking at your tired face, I feel like I'm right. Another no comment. But you'd probably see through my lies. Unfortunately, not yet on my part. How about you? I assume you don't have time to take it easy either. True, but things aren't looking good for me. I could get one right away, but it's not that kind of matter, you know? Our future depends on this, so I can't just compromise. I see. So you don't want to choose hastily and lose to me? Of course not. The important part is making you lose. What I get comes second. She laughs boldly. Geez, we really are alike. Yeah, when we first met, I warned you we'd have this kind of relationship. Yes, she did indeed. I was certainly surprised when at our first meeting she said, "We'll probably end up with a kill or be killed relationship." Or in her words, unless we go all out against each other, we'll never really be friends. I agreed with her on that, and that's why we've had a friend or foe relationship for 2 years. By the way, why are we talking about this? Why? You're the one who started it, Tosaka. You said there's something wrong with women never having a boyfriend, so we decided to see which of us could get a boyfriend before the 3rd year. Oh yeah, just tit for tat, I suppose. And did we say the loser would obey the winner for a day? Right. Even kids don't make promises like that nowadays, but it's not like we're sore losers. Whatever the result, the losers will obediently follow the winner's orders. Just thinking about it gets me excited. Ayako laughs. Honestly, she's so serious about this. Mitsuzuri Ayako is such a difficult person to deal with. Though, I can't wait to beat Ayako either, so neither of us are people you want to deal with. I see. But Mitsuzuri-san, it's fine to enjoy yourself, but you should take care not to get your objectives wrong. You know that's not the only point of the contest, don't you? I know. I can't call it a complete victory unless I beat you with a relationship you would be really jealous of. Well, that's the biggest problem for us. No matter how good a guy it is, there's no point if we can't bring ourselves to love him. Ayako sighs heavily. To my knowledge, Mitsuzuri Ayako is said to hate men. Rumors are never to be trusted, however. As she suggested this match rather than hating men, I think she just didn't have a chance. But that aside... Hold it. What do you mean, us? I'll say it right now, but I'm not cold-hearted like you. I'd have no problem loving a guy. Maybe they should just, Oh, that's a lie. Or you're fooling yourself. There's no way you could ever be concerned about a guy. You've never given one a good response to any of those confessions made to you. If you had even the slightest interest, you think of going out with them. But you keep declining, so it must mean that you're not interested in men. You're not thinking enough. Couldn't we say I'm declining because I already have someone I like? Oh, that's a good answer. I like that. It's romantic. Ayako nods seriously, not making fun of me. Her sigh says, wouldn't it be nice if that was the case? Jeez. I really can't keep anything from her. You're right. I think so too. Well, it's exactly as she says. I know myself how cold I am. I admit it. I know nothing when it comes to love and relationships. Well, freaking with your parents, it's no surprise that you don't know anything about that stuff. But just due to the fact that I want to try to keep these to 30 minutes, I'm going to really quickly look up how to save. Oh, no, that is not what I wanted to pull up at all. I'm not used to having so many things up on my monitors. I'm starting to understand why people have 3, because I have 2. And I thought that was enough. But then people were like, hey, look, I have 3 monitors. I'm like, that's way too excessive. 2 is like the perfect amount. You can watch Netflix on one and work on the other. That's how it's meant to be in life. But now I'm starting to see the prospects of having 3. Oh, right click? What? Save. Oh. Yes. That's amazing. Okay. Well, we're going to end the first episode here. Also, if there's anything you would like to see, like, changed in, like, the future parts, or, like, how you would like me to, like, handle these, because, again, like, there are some things I'm not, like, sure of, like, how I should handle to make it, like, most entertaining for the people watching, like, if I should just talk over, like, their voice acting, stuff like that. I'm not entirely sure. So if you have any suggestions for me, I'll be like, I will happily take them. But yeah, with that being said, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Hey there, guys, welcome back. it has been a little bit since I recorded the last part of this. Like it's been like almost a month now. I've been really wanting to get back into this, but then my mic took a little bit of okay. I was on Discord playing D&D with some boys, you know, the usual Saturday nights. Um, and then as I was turning, I have a new standing desk now because I have back problems. You know, this is probably not something that anyone cares about, but I have some back problems. Um, and so like I have a standing desk now and I was standing at it and like there's like two layers. There's the top layer and then there's the bottom layer where you can put stuff. Now this bottom layer is apparently super slick. So I had my mic set up on this bottom one so then I could like change between sitting and standing and still speak into my mic. I was using a blue snowball before. And as I was turning, literally my fingertips brushed one of the legs of the mic and it just completely slid straight off of the desk and onto the ground. And it didn't actually break the mic. Like the mic is still operationable. But the cord is broken. So if you like move it too much or it's like sometimes it'll just cut in and out. So I can still use it while using Discord because like the red light will just go out and since I'm like just sitting there talking to people, I can kind of notice it or people will be like, "Oh, hey, Cage, you're a little quiet. What up, boy?" So then I can just fix it on the fly, you know? When I'm recording a video like any of them, I'm not looking at the mic, so I can't really do that, you know? Also it'll just make the video way worse if like there are just long moments of silence, then I go, "Oh, look, my mic's broken. That's funny." So I finally bit the bullet and I opted to get an XLR microphone. The reason I'm saying bit the bullet is because the mic itself, not that expensive, only like $55, which was like about as much as I paid for like the Blue Snowball. But then it was the audio interface, the Focusrite, which was like the cheapest one I could find, and it was still like, I don't remember exactly how much, but it was a decent chunk of change. So I've just been waiting for that to arrive, and the mic arrived like 2 days later, you know, sweet, sweet Amazon Prime. But even with that, the Focusrite took like 2 weeks to arrive, so I literally couldn't record any videos in that time. And then there was just a lot of busy stuff with me, like, because I just moved and everything. So there's been a lot of busy stuff with that. With that out of the way, let's get back to like the actual video game. Last time we kind of got introduced to Reen a little bit, and we're having like a super engrossing discussion about their relationships and how her and I think this is Misazuri. I've never been good with her name, mostly because she's a background character. And who cares? Some Fate fans are going to be real upset with me because I said that, but it's the truth. Yeah, let's just hope that we get into the point where we can make decisions, because those are my, like, making decisions is the part of these games that appeal to me the most. So let's actually get into that. I admit it. I know nothing when it comes to love and relationships. Exactly. You're the one who said we're alike. Oh, I guess that was Reen who said that. Oh, it's almost 7 years. Let's leave the secret talk there. You never know when someone might walk in on us and we should act like proper students. Well, I never knew you had social manners like that. It was worth getting up and early just to hear that. Wait, I can't tell who's talking. Not so much as you. My social manners are nothing compared to yours. You hide yourself so much that it's almost like you're a different person. Ayako gave me an exaggerated sigh. Both of the teas she made are now empty, and it's my turn to make it. You know, when I read that, I was like thinking that they were spelling like tease, like haha, I'm teasing you, but apparently it wasn't. So why don't you join the club, Tosaka? I won't listen to any lies about not having the athletic ability. I'm still bitter that I lost you in all aspects of last year's physical testing. Oh, but you beat me in lung capacity and also in weight. Alright, I'm 3 kilograms heavier than you. Hey, being heavier isn't something to be happy about, you fox. Aiko slams on the table. Be careful, you might spill the tea, Mitsuzuri-san. You're the captain, so you should treat this place with care. Shut up, I'm your rival first and captain of this place second. Naturally, if there are no members out around, I'll go after you. Aiko looks at me with narrowed eyes. The girl has her own sense of beauty, and she always and she always says, beautiful people have to do some kind of martial arts. She's a bold person, experienced in most martial arts. She joined the archery club with no experience and is now the captain, as if it were only natural. She's probably one of the top 3 people in the school you should never disobey regardless of gender. Oh, isn't it a problem to claim that you're not the captain if there are no members around? Of course not. I'm the captain in name only, so all I can do is keep an eye on the problem members. There are people better than me, so it's not a very dignified capacity. Really? But Fujimura-sensei says that your skills are outstanding. Well, if you say so, that gives me some confidence. Yeah, I guess it's no good to think about people who don't come here anymore. Yeah, Fujimura-sensei said that I guess should take being captain more seriously. I like that now's the time when I have the nice mic, and it's also the time where I can't speak at all. I literally just got done doing another recording session where I was reading stuff, and I was doing super well. So I guess it's just a curse. I need water. That's right. Speaking of which, it's almost time for the club members to arrive, right? I'll get going, but you stay and be a good captain. Wait, so are we actually going to play through, like, all of episode 0, which was like a 40-minute episode, and we're only, like, the first, like, 5 minutes in? Before we can make any decisions as my main man, Shiro? Is that how it's going to be? What? You're not going to stay and watch? I wouldn't understand. Watching from a distance is fine, but outsiders shouldn't be in the range, should they? Just as I rise, someone enters the range. It's Sakura. Good morning, Captain. Ah, morning, Mato. You're alone this morning? Yes, I'm sorry I couldn't be of help. Nah, it's okay. If he doesn't want to come, there's no point forcing him to. Ayako addresses the club member who just entered. Well, I'll be going. See you later, Mitsuzuri-san. Yeah, see you later, Tosaka. Thank you for coming, Tosaka-senpai. Thanks, you take care too, Sakura. Whew. I leave the range, trying not to interrupt them. Oh, great, it's the coolest character. Everyone's favorite Fate character, Shinji. Ah, Tosaka. Good morning. I'm lucky to see you so early. Bad luck, I've run into someone I don't want to see. Good morning, Mato-kun. You're early today. Of course. As the captain, I have to come in early as an example to others. This smiling guy is Mato Shinji of Class 2C. He is the vice captain of the archery club and owner of half the hearts of the girls in the school. How the freak did this loser become, like, even in the anime, like, you see him talking to him, it's like, how do people think he's cool? I know it's like generic, like, haha, the bad boy, but like, Shinji's just kind of a loser, you know? At least that's how I've always seen him. He's just a loser that no one likes. Except for apparently half the girls. Kind of an idol. Good looking, good grades, sociable, and kind to girls. Oh, okay. I mean, that's one way to put what he is. I'm not too well informed in such areas, so I've only heard all this from his classmates. Really? I'm sorry to interrupt your good mood, but you're missing a word, Mato-kun. It's an important word, so I don't think you should get it. What do you mean, missing a word? You're missing the vice part. Vice captain. You should watch out. It makes no difference whether you're the captain or vice captain, but if you put a lot of weight on it, people might think you're concerned about it, right? Yeah. You're right. I'll be careful from now on. Thank you, Tosaka. I've done nothing to earn your thanks, but I guess it doesn't matter if you think otherwise. Bidding him goodbye, I leave the range. Hold on. You came to watch, right? Then you should stay and watch. You're very welcome here. I'd rather not. I don't want to interrupt the morning practice. Don't worry about that. If anyone's bothering you, I'll just kick them out. So come in for a while. I'm saying I don't want to be a bother. Besides, it's not like I'm interested in archery. I don't like watching people I don't know practicing. You say as you have like 3 buds in there, kind of. 3 kind of buds. And by that I mean people you know. What? You didn't have any You didn't have any interest in archery? Oh, so that's why you were watching us after school. Oof, got you there. I don't know what he thinks the reason was, but he's undoubtedly making a big misunderstanding. Oh, so you knew, Mato-kun. Yeah, our eyes met many times, yours and mine. After I shot, you would always be looking at me, right? I wanted to call you out, but it's the rules, you know. We can't raise our voices on the range. I don't like how close he is to me. As if happy about something, Shinji moves in closer to me. His smile carries a sense of superiority. I guess I misunderstood. I thought you liked archery, but oh, whoa, I didn't click nothing. Oh, it was just his face changing. You actually have no interest in it, right? So why were you watching the range? Oh, I see now. Yes, the conversation could certainly have been taken that way. Can you move away, Mato-kun? I really don't like people coming so close to me. Tosaka, what? Honestly, it seems like you still don't understand. It's not my style, but I'll put it in terms even you can understand. Mato-kun, I'm saying that I have even less interest in you than in archery. Frankly, I never even knew you were in the range. I'm not about to start looking out for you now either. What? As if I've angered him, he reaches out for me violently. See, that's the Shinji I know. I easily avoid it and turn my back on him. Goodbye, Mato-kun. It's good to have some ego, but you shouldn't let it grow too large. Tosaka, you. He sounds like he wants to say more, but it doesn't seem like he's going to scream or come after me. Jeez, he really is all show. If he was just a bit more mature, he wouldn't be so much trouble for people around him. From the back of the school where the archery range is based, I enter the school building. It's past 7, but I can't see anyone in the hallway. Oh, Tosaka-san. Good morning, Fujimura-sensei. You know, I completely forgot that her last name was Fujimura. I always just think of her as Taiga, even though... Wait. Now I'm getting confused with Toradora. I'm pretty sure her nickname's also Taiga, isn't it? I don't remember. Hang on. Yes, good morning, Tosaka-san. I'm happy to see you greeted me properly. The strange woman seems to be crying of happiness. It's hard to believe but this person of surpassing friendliness and cheerfulness is a teacher at the school. Sensei, is there a way to greet you improperly? Of course there is. First years always greet me properly, but the older ones never greet me by my last name. You shouldn't copy their rudeness, okay? I really don't understand, but I won't be rude to you, Sensei. Good girl. Oh, I wish everyone was as good as you, Tosaka-san. Fujimura-sensei waves goodbye and leaves. Fortunately, she isn't my homeroom teacher. Fujimura-sensei teaches English. She has such a kind face, but she also has a black belt in kendo. And I hear she was respected as the Tiger of Fuyuki. So yeah, Taiga, you know, it's kind of the same thing. In her student days. Though, that's a bit strange. Wouldn't a tiger normally be feared, not respected? Apparently in a good mood, Fujimura-sensei heads for the archery range. For some reason, she's in charge of the archery club and not the kendo club. It's almost 7:30. I can see a few students doing club activities outside, but there's no sign of anyone in the school building. But still. It's the guy, the boy. I forgot his name. Tosaka. I bumped into someone who greets me rudely. Oh, that was supposed to be... Oh, student president, are you patrolling the school building this early in the morning? Or perhaps taking care of the club rooms? Not that I care, but you're certainly diligent. Huh? Also, I'm going to change his voice because I don't want to do that deep voice for him. I'll do that deep voice for somebody else. Huh? What are you planning? What are you doing here? You're not in any clubs. I just felt like it. I don't get up early like your family does, Ryodo-kun. Wait, his name is Ryodo, and he stays at the Ryodo... Isn't it the Ryodo temple that he stays at? The student president makes an unhappy face for some reason. I seem to be his enemy. I really don't know why. Perhaps it's just because I said skip... Wait. Perhaps it's just because I said skip the temples, they're boring, in a meeting to plan for the field trip. Let me ask you a question, Tosaka-san. Have you been staying at school until late at night recently? Nope. You should know I always get straight home, Ryodo-kun. I cannot pronounce his name. I know how it's said, but I just can't pronounce it. Of course, this is my job, so naturally I know about everyone. I see. So you don't even have to ask, right? I don't know why you're asking, but isn't it bad to force student council members' jobs onto outsiders? You should collect information on your own. Don't rely on that is her. Don't rely on an outsider like me. Idiot. How are you an outsider? Don't you think I know about how you worked your evil deeds on our treasurer, you fucks? Oh, you misunderstand. I was merely working out how each club should receive how much each club should receive because Mrs. Uri-san asked me to. I think it's only right for students to take an interest in where their money is going. How can damaging our treasurer's psyche enough to keep him off... Wait, hold on. What the frick did she do to him? Enough to keep him off school for a week be only right for any student? As always, I'm amazed by your way of thinking. The same to you. You should keep a watch on those under you. It's not fair to favor the non-sporting clubs, as every school does. Literally, every single club-ish type thing at my high school is, yeah, we're all going to go to state, we're all going to go to state. The only one celebrated was football, and it made everyone go, wow, we're really cool and treated fairly. I know that. That's why I intended to deal with the matter myself. It's the boy! Oh, look at his beautiful yellow eyes. They're kind of mustardy brown. That's okay. That's okay. He's fine. He's just, it's episode 2, almost 17 minutes in, and the main boy has finally arrived. Issei, the repairs are done. And then a guy appeared who I didn't expect to find here. Sorry, Amiya. I'm the one who asked for help, but it seems like you're doing all the work. Forgive me. Don't worry about it. So where's next? There's not much time left. Yeah, the AV room is next. It seems it's been working badly for a while, but it finally died. It can't be fixed if it's dead. It would be quicker just to buy a new one. True, but it'd help if you could take a look at it. It might be dead to my eyes, but only faking it to yours. I see. Well, let's take a look. The student president leaves with the male student. My thoughts have stopped at this sudden event. The guy with wrenches and spanners in hands turns back as if remembering something. You're up early, Tosaka. And with that, he leaves. Was that supposed to be a greeting? The student whom the president called Amiya leaves quickly. Amiya. That would be Amiya Shiro from Class 2C. That's fine, but how can I put it? I just think it's hard to tell whether a guy who looks at home... I just think it's hard to tell whether a guy who looks at home holding a wrench is useful or scary. That is such an odd phrase that I had do a double take in my mind. I read through it and then I was like, wait, what the freak does that even mean? I kind of get it. I kind of get what it means, but I just never heard it before. It's 7:30 in the morning and there's no one else in Class 2A. Well, I guess I'll study ahead. I sit at my desk and work on a few math problems. There's 30 minutes until homeroom. I guess I'll just be bored until my classmates arrive. Can we skip through the school, though? Oh, hey, we did. 4th period ends and the noisy lunch break begins. Oh, it's only halfway through. Our school has a cafeteria, but half the students stay in the classroom. I literally thought that the game just answered my prayer. Actually, most of the ones who stay are girls. The cafeteria food is rather roughly made, so girls tend to dislike it, and as a result... Hi, you. Tosaka-san. Would you like to have lunch with us? Girls end up eating lunch together like this. Thank you, Sayagusa-san, but I'm afraid I'm eating at the cafeteria today. I slept in this morning and didn't have time to make lunch. Oh, I see. I'm sorry. I'm trying to invite you without realizing that. I guess I'm being a bother. I didn't want to do that voice. Sayagusa-san looks downcast as if apologizing. She's one of the calmest in the class full of calm students and a kind person who cares about me for some reason. Ah, dude, imagine caring about Tosaka. Ugh. I don't think so. It's just happened that way, so don't worry about it. Please ask me again tomorrow. A small order. Okay, that is something that people need to know in real life. If you ask someone to do something and they say no, it's not because chances are it's not because they hate you. It's just because, there are literally 1,000 reasons as not to do stuff. Last night, I had to cancel on a group of friends on accident for the 3rd time. just because stuff ended up going way over on work, and I haven't been able to hang out like the past like few times with these people. But it's just because like life kind of physically doesn't allow me to some of these times, and like I don't, these aren't people who are like going to get annoyed by that. Like they understand it, and they're okay with it. But I know a lot of people who are like, you said no to me one time, I guess we're through. I will never ask you to do anything ever again because you will just say no because you said no this one time. So that is a lesson that more people need to know. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I smile at her from the bottom of my heart. Oh yes, I guess even you sleep in from time to time. My smile must have relaxed her as she returns it with her own. Her smile is cute. Segusa-san Yukika-san isn't the most beautiful person, but her smile warms the hearts of everyone around her. You know, this game is really going to expose how bad I am at saying Japanese names that aren't Naruto and Sasuke and Sakura. I'm ready to be embarrassed. Yes, that's right. I try to not let it show, but I actually sleep in quite often. I'm not in any clubs because I can't get up in the mornings. And that is the thing that I will, like, listen. I'm not the biggest Rin fan, alright? I do like her as a character, but I do relate to her on some spiritual levels. Like, getting up in the morning is just something that everyone can relate to immediately. And there's some other things, but we'll get into that later on as the stories go, because there might be people who haven't seen all of Fate and are going to experience it for we're just looking up at like a Let's Play, being like, wow, that Fate Stay Night novel is really long. I'd rather not sit down and read the whole thing. I'll just listen to somebody else read it. So I'm not going to try and spoil anything, unless we've already covered it. Like, let's say we get to Unlimited Blade Works, I'll feel free to spoil everything that happened in the Fate route, just because why would you click on part 79 of Let's Read series if you haven't seen any of the earlier parts, you know what I mean? That's just how I look at it. Segusa-san's expression reveals her surprise. Her present really relaxes me, but I can't just have fun talking. If I keep talking to people like this, I'm bound to reveal my true self. Well, I'm off to the cafeteria. Enjoy your lunch, Segusa-san. I hate her name. I can't pronounce it. Yes, you too, Tosaka. We exchange a warm goodbye and she returns to her group of girls. It seems she's eating with Makadera-san and Himura-san. Oh yeah, Segusa-san is the manager of the track team. Makadera and Himuro-san are on the track team's hopefuls. What does that mean? Are the track team's hopefuls? Does that just mean like they're like the coolest kids? Like they're the equivalent of like the 8-year-olds who can just run the fastest? Makadera is a friend I sometimes go window shopping with, but I don't know Himuro-san that well. I keep wanting to say Himura, because I think that's how you say fire in Japanese, and it's also like the name of that one Demon Slayer song. I actually gotta look this up really quick. Hang on, because it's gonna bother me. It really shouldn't, but it's going to. Himura. Himura is also the name of Kenshin. Hang on, I meant to look up definition. Meaning. Scarlet. Okay, I was close-ish. What does Himura mean? I mean, Himuro. Is it not the name of that Demon Slayer song? I was kind of expecting that to pop up. Hang on. Guys, this is super important, by the way. I really just gotta satiate my own curiosity really quick. It's Homura. I was slightly wrong. Gosh darn it. That actually frustrates me a little bit. I don't know Himuro-san that well. I have never seen these people before, I feel like. Oh, you were rejected, Yukichi? Didn't I tell you Tosaka wouldn't bring lunch? If you want to eat with her, you'll have to make her lunch too. That sounds a little mean. Maki, can't we just go to the cafeteria too then? I mean, you guys have to eat? Okay. No way, there isn't enough room in that place for people who bring their own lunches. And even if we did just sit there with Tosaka, the men's glares would be annoying as hell. Like last vacation. We went to hang out together, but she's the only one who got any attention. Don't you just hate when people who have to show off their beauty like that? Makadari-san speaks without thinking as the girls surround Sagusa-san's desk. In contrast to her nasty mouth, she's a Japanese beauty who looks wonderful in a kimono. I'm guessing that's the black-haired one. I think that Tosaka-sama can hear you. In contrast to Makadari's loudness, Himura is the cool, steady type. I'm guessing that's the silver-haired one. Ah, crap, Tosaka heard that and you're standing right over her. Ugh, she's glaring at me. You kind of did just about... I don't like these characters already, outside of the middle one. I don't think she's glaring at you, really. She is. She's scariest when she's smiling. Come on. Take it easy, Tosaka. It's us we're talking about, right? I bought you taiyaki, remember? She waves her chopsticks, puffing out her cheeks. The knowledge that this girl's hobby is collecting wind chimes just shows that the world is far too complex. What the freak does that even mean? Anyways, it's not good for Sagusa-san to keep watching this. She's panicking, seeing Makadari continually talking bad about me. Don't worry, Sagusa-san, Makadari-san. I'm the one who paid, and it was crepes, not taiyaki. You should fix that habit of yours of changing the facts you remember, or I might have to reconsider things next time, okay? Ugh, that smile really is scary. Makadari hides behind the lid of her lunchbox. Saying goodbye to the three of them, I leave the classroom. I shut the door behind me. And then... Man, come on, there's no difference between crepes and taiyaki. They're both sweets wrapped up. Makadari words are ones no girl should ever speak. Taiyaki and crepes the same? Is she really a girl? Are all sweets the same to her? Perhaps she just has very convenient taste buds that can't tell a 500 yen crepe from an 80 yen taiyaki, but... Why you? I could have saved 420 yen if I just bought taiyaki to begin with. Why am I getting mad about this? I guess I'm still tired from last night. The cafeteria would be too much effort, so I'll just get a drink and some bread to eat on the roof. Ah yeah, classic lunch. Soda pop and a piece of bread. I buy lunch and head for the empty rooftop. It's a convenient location as no students would come near it in the wintertime. It's too cold to eat, but that's a small price to pay for being able to eat without worrying about other people. Well, lunch comes first. I started my oh, she got a sandwich. Okay, not just bread. I started my tomato sandwich and hot lemon drink. It's a simple lunch, but the taste is much improved in this peace and quiet. Phew. I finished my sandwich and my hot lemon tea drink. I'm a bit tired. It's difficult balance being a good student while trying not to be too social. It's my vanity, not my conviction, that must be number one both academically and physically. If I'm to be a student, I want to be the best, and it's unthinkable for me to dishonor the Tosaka name. So that's why I'm the perfect student, flawless in all aspects. Oh, because she can't join any clubs because if she's not the best at it, then she can't be in it. But at the same time, I also have a dangerous job as a magus, so I shouldn't associate with normal people. Normally, any magus whose identity is discovered has no choice but to eliminate the witness. I don't want to do that. So inevitably, my social life has become a shallow one. I only hang out with Makadari on weekends, and I try to refuse invitations from friendly people like Sagusa-san. Even though I'm the best honor student in the school, I live trying not to become too important to anyone. Though sometimes when I'm tired like this, it makes me think that this life is rather boring. Oh, it's time already. I finished my hot drink, and finished my hot lemon drink and stand. That's such a weird drink. A hot lemon drink. I shouldn't stop drowning in sentimentality and go back to being the usual Tosaka Rin once I go down the stairs. Homeroom is at an end. Those of you on day duty, finish the daily report and check the locks. Those of you without any club activities are to go home quickly. Tuei's homeroom teacher exit after repeating the usual line. As far as I know, this line hasn't changed all year. Tosaka, you're going home already? Yes, there aren't any events with Mato-kun this morning. There was an event with Mato-kun this morning, so I'm heading home before it becomes a bother. I thought so. Mato was in a bad mood this morning, so I thought you must have given him a hard time. I did. Did I cause you any trouble, Mitsuzuri-san? Not at all. It's normal for Mato to torment the younger students, and I think that kind of thing will be a good mental training for him. I see. That's good. Well, I'll make it up to you some other time. All right, don't be put off and come again. I head straight home. It's not like I don't have any business with the archery club or the student council, but I haven't had enough free time for these past few days. Once I leave school, Tosaka Rin is no longer a normal student. The rest of the day is not for myself as a student. Instead, I must become a Magus of the Tosaka family. Are we going to get to the servants, baby? Are we going to get to the summonings? Back at my house, I'm greeted by the blinking light on my answering machine. It's unusual for me to get any messages. It was just as I thought. It's you, Kirei. I already know what he's going to say, but he'll be scary later if I don't listen. When I press the play button, I hear a familiar voice. It's me. I'm sure you know, but tomorrow is the deadline, Rin. It's a problem for me if you take it easy. There are only 2 remaining seats. I must ensure all masters are arranged quickly. This priest shows no mercy as he gets right to the point. If you wish to abandon your right to become a master, contact me today. It takes some time to dispatch a substitute Magus. Liar, someone like you would be able to arrange a substitute in no time. You already show signs of the command spell. Quickly summon your servant and open the command spell. Unless, of course, you're not planning to be part of this Holy Grail war. If you value your life, you should run to the church quickly. The message ends there. His words are concise. He's telling me that if I am to fight, I should be ready by today. If I'm not going to fight, I'm an Iceborn and should just retire quickly. You don't have to tell me that. Well, it can't be helped. Today is as late as the deadline and can be extended. Fortunately, I was able to decode Father's will last night. My preparations are ready. All that remains is, yes, obtaining the qualifications to enter this fight. The Holy Grail War. A fight to the death for the one and only Holy Grail. A ritual of the Holy Grail passed down for hundreds of years, huh? The Magi who participate in the Holy Grail War are called Masters. This is not so much a rank, rather than it indicates one who is in control. The requirements to enter the Holy Grail War. That is to summon a familiar called a servant and to form a contract with it. No matter how great a Magus a person is, one is not considered master until he has a servant under him. Servants are beings very different from normal familiars. The methods of summoning and controlling them are different as well. A Magus planning to enter the Holy Grail War usually prepares a catalyst to summon a servant, but really, I wish Father could have left me something with a connection to Saber. I don't have anything with any connection. I can't summon a servant. If I wanted to, I could summon one right away and form a contract with it. The town's sacred ground is under our jurisdiction. As daughter of the Tosaka family, which has protected this town through generations, I will not lose to Magi from elsewhere. But that said, I guess you can't go out to sea without a compass. Or perhaps I should say things are completely unplanned. Servants are attracted to symbols. If you want to summon a strong servant, you need something that has a connection to that servant. In other words, a sword, armor, talisman, bone of that servant, or something like that. Something valuable beyond belief. I was hoping there'd be something like that in Father's will, but no. This is a great trump card too, but still. The pendant I found last night in the basement is one of the best artifacts in its class. It's great in its own way. It's great, but it won't help me summon my servant. It's fine. I can do it without help from that sort of thing. After all, there can't exist any masters capable of handling Saber other than myself. So, I've always been a little confused by this. It's been a little bit since I've watched UBW, but was she trying to summon, like, Saber, or was she just trying to summon a Saber class in general? Because it's why they consider that Saber class in general is just kind of, like, the best one. Because they have, like, the highest win rate, which, considering this is, like, the 5th Holy Grail War and no one won the 4th Holy Grail War, really. Did the Saber Servant just win the past, like, 3, you know? Like, the first 3? Alright, I've decided. I don't want to make Kirei complain anymore by postponing it any longer. And it's not like me to wait until the last second. It'll come down to just trying it. I'll face the summoning tonight with full power and obtain Saber by force. Whew. We're finally going to get to the servants. Alright, baby, here we go. Or since this has been going for 35 minutes and my voice is destroyed, I think I'm going to call that. Hang on. I would like. How do I save? I had to do this exact same thing last time. Hang on. I got the file right here. Read me instructions. Wait. I want to open the save menu. The save menu. I don't want to go back to that. Alright, now if I click on the... Okay, there we go. I did it. Yeah, that's going to be the end of this part because I'm really tired. I'm going to take a bit of a break. Might record the next part of this a little bit later today, but for right now, that's going to be it. So hopefully next time we can get to the point where I can start actually playing as Shiro, so then I can actually start making decisions. I think it would have been fun if, while you're playing Rin, they give you like little decisions to make. And hang on, I'm getting a call. Okay, I'm gonna try and finish this episode really quick. Yeah, there's a cut because it's not a Darkbender video without cuts in it. Yeah, I think it would have been fun if like they gave Rin some small decisions that like not huge story changing decisions, just small decisions, so then you can have like some interaction with the game outside of reading it. Because so far we've been reading it for like almost, like 70 minutes. And no decisions have been made, which is like the main point of the game, I feel. Excuse me. But I think that would have been fun. But again, since we're going to be summoning the servants, there isn't a whole lot left because as far as like the prologue episode, because it's going to be like a little bit more, and then we're actually going to switch perspectives to Shiro, and then we'll actually be able to start the game. But yeah, with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Welcome back to Fate Stay Night, the visual novel read-through, let's play, in heavy quotations, thing that we're doing. I really don't know. Okay, so this is episode 3. I'm recording episode 3, and I might do episode 4 before I even start posting any of these. But I don't know if I want to call this a let's play or like a let's read, because, again, 70 minutes in, have done very little playing so far. But granted, that could also, just putting it as like let's read could also just be like what I title any visual novel-esque series that I do. But I don't know. But yeah, welcome back. Last episode, we went through school, learned that Rin is all like, man, I can't have friends because if they find out my secrets, I'm gonna have to kill them. Typical teenage girl stuff. And I think that's kind of it. That's really all. We went through school. We saw the main man, Shiro Emiya, though. We saw him. Second best boy, Kirei, also called us. But I think that's it. Now we're finally actually getting to the part where the servants are going to finally start getting introduced. Late at night. The clock is about to strike 2. This is the best time frame for my magical energy. The peak of my magical energy is exactly at 2 in the morning. Why? Since this will be my first and last chance, I can't afford any mistakes. Withdraw within elimination. Engrave 4 areas and surround the summoning circle right. No, also I feel like I should mention, because I'm using a new microphone and a new audio interface. I feel like, did I explain this in the last? I don't remember. I'll just show you it really quick. Because yeah, I have a new microphone and audio interface. The audio interface doesn't allow desktop audio to be heard when I'm doing this stuff, which makes me really sad, and I want to figure out how to fix that. So I can't hear any music that's going on, or any of the voices, which makes me sad, because I specifically patched it to have the voices in it. So that's fun. I engraved the circle onto the floor of the basement. You don't need a large-scale summoning to summon a servant. Servants are called forth by the Holy Grail. As the Master's priority is to keep the servant in this world and supply them with enough magical energy to substantiate, the Holy Grail takes care of the summoning. At least that's, I assume, what it's doing. Bear and silver and iron. Stone for foundation in the Grand Duke of Contracts. My great master Shevnorg for the ancestor. A wall for the descending winds. The four gates shall close and come out of the crown. Let the three forked road to the kingdom cycle. Also, the mic is literally right in front of my face because it kind of has to be for me to pick up my audio, which makes it really hard to read the thing directly in front of my face. So that's fun. I shall continue with the greatest concentration. I draw the magic circle, normally written in blood with my melted jewels. I'm using half the jewels I've saved up, so I can't fail for financial reasons too. Enclose, 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 enclose. 5 times for each repetition. Just destroy the enclosed time. It's almost 2 in the morning. Completing the magic circle passed down through the Tosaka family, I face it with all my power. Anfeng! Anfeng. I flip the formless switch inside me. I feel a sensation as if the contents of my body are being exchanged. The usual nerves invert into circuits transmitting magical energy. From this point, Tosaka Rin is not human. I shall become a part of a tool to attain mystic power. I am melting from my fingertips. No, I am being filled from my fingertips. The mana I am taking in is so concentrated that the original sense of my bodies are being repainted. So, being filled is the same as being destroyed. The power that fills me is pure magical energy from the air. It is absorbed by my body, which has become a circuit and transformed into a different form of magical energy. The body of a Magus is nothing more than a circuit to connect the spiritual and the real. We call the result of this, the many mystic occurrences has made real magic. That was horribly read. My body is burning hot. An illusion of myself growing horns. An illusion of wings growing out of my back. Whoa, what the freak is this? An illusion of scales forming on my hands. Is she turning into like a dragon? Then sensation of being in water. I start to sweat. Stab, stab. Swords are driven into my body. See, that makes more sense. This is the pain caused by my human body, projecting itself as a magic circuit. No matter how great a Magus, you are a human. Oh, no matter how great a Magus you are, a human is human. This pain will result as long as people use magic in a human body. Well, that's garbage, but I do not loosen my circulation. At the end of this pain, on the verge of elimination, lies the place of connection. A pain running through my left arm. The magic crest starts up on its own to help me, and as a result, violates my nerves even more. I don't like the term violates my nerves. The harvested mana in my blood. If that is burning iron, then the magic crest itself is like a nerve made of thorns. It runs through my body like a centipede with fangs. Man, dude, Sakura knows what that's all about. I lose myself within that pain. Also, I feel like when I said I wasn't going to spoil too much, I feel like I can give like vague spoilers like that. It's fine. And at the same time, I feel that I've reached my goal. My overly sensitive hearing keeps recognizing the sound of the clock in the living room. 10 more seconds until 2 in the morning. The power within me is perfect and flawless. I announce, let's start. I take the mana I have absorbed and turn it into fixed magical energy. And now, I have only to empty out the mana within me to move the engine called the summoning circle. I announce, the body shall be under my command. My fate shall be determined by thy sword. Follow the call of the Holy Grail. If thou wouldst obey this mind and this reason, then answer my call. My vision closes. The fifth element said to be unperceivable by human eyes is before me. So, in fear of being broken by it, vision shuts itself down. Make an oath here. I am one who shall become the virtue of all afterworld. I am one who shall lay out the evil of all afterworld. Thou art 7 heavens clad in the 3 great words. Emerge from the ring of control, guardian of balance. Perfect. It's so perfect. I feel like I'm tugging on a whale with a fishing rod. Perfect. I've drawn the strongest card for sure. Jeez, I can't wait for my vision to return. My vision should recover in a matter of seconds, and there will be a summoned servant right in front of me. Nice. That's a pretty sexy. Sometimes I feel like I would like my mouse to be on screen, but I know that bugs some people. I'm circling the rock in the middle of the screen. Huh? Nothing is nothing. There is no change. I've raged. I've raged out that much either, and nothing has formed. Ether, and nothing has formed. And on top of that, I hear an explosion from the living room. Why? I run. I keep running without thinking. I run up the basement stairs and into the living room. The door's broken. The living room door is crooked. There's no point in turning the handle. The door doesn't open even as I push and pull it. Geez, you're in my way. With a crash, I kick through the door into the living room. And the instant I walk into the living room, I understand everything. Ooh, it's the boy. Look at him in all his splendor. Dude, look at those abs, boy. Ooh, ooh. The living room is in a big mess. It's full of rubble that must have fallen from the ceiling, and there's one man sitting on it cockily. Without a doubt, that is the cause of this mess. But there's one thing more important than that. The wall clock is still ticking away time, having escaped destruction. That reminds me. Yes, that's right. Come to think of it, every clock in my house was an hour early today for some reason. In other words, it's 1 in the morning right now. That's actually 1 more hour till my magical energy is at its peak. I did it again. I can do most things just like everyone else, but I have one hereditary curse. That is, to make the biggest mistakes at the most important times. Girl, I relate. Well, what's done is done. I should reflect on my actions. I am mad at my own stupidity. Still irritated, I glare at the man sitting there, like he's important. So, what are you? Those are your first words? I guess I've been called to a terrible master. I had to sit there and reread it and be like, wait, who's speaking this line? The red man gives an exaggerated shrug. Maybe I'm the most unlucky of all, he adds. I do declare. This guy has a twisted personality. But this would be the servant. Since I called it a familiar, I thought it was something shapeless. But this is a human like. No, that's wrong. Just standing here, I can tell that this thing has outrageous amounts of magical energy. Don't be fooled by its appearance. This is certainly an existence far beyond a human. A ghost that has reached the level of spirits as a human. I can't be overwhelmed forever. That thing is mine. So I'll have to change my thinking from now on. Just to check, but you are my servant, right? That's what I'd like to ask. Are you my master? This is the first time I've been summoned so roughly. So to be honest, I still can't grasp the situation. This is the first time for me as well. I'll have to refuse that kind of question. I see, but when I was summoned, you were not in front of me. Explain to me what's going on. Really? Don't joke around and tell me you're like a newborn chick who can only determine your master when you open your eyes. The unknown servant frowns. It's a rather vague response, and I can't tell if he's angry at my complaint or impressed at how correct I am. See, another thing we have in common is that we're both right all the time. Well, anyway, what I'm asking is, you're my servant and not anyone else's, right? Until we clarify this, I have no obligations to answer any other questions. That's what you say after failing your summoning? In this case, I think there are other things you should say. There's nothing else. We have to clearly determine who's the master first. The servant raises his brow. Perhaps because it was an imperfect summoning, this guy isn't even trying to hide his dissatisfaction with me. So we have to define who's master, huh? Your actions are full of mistakes, but it seems your mouth is rather better. Oh lord, he's coming on to her already. Yes, I certainly agree with that opinion. Unless we make it clear who is the stronger and who the weaker is, it'll be hard to handle each other. The servant looks at me meaningfully as he lays on the rubble. Who's the weaker? Yeah, I am a servant, so I'll accept this master-servant relationship. But that's only according to the contract, right? Who's superior, and if the other is worthy to fight alongside with, that's a different story. Well, are you Amogus worthy to be my master, young lady? The servant grins. He smashes my house, and with that and that attitude like he's a king makes me angry enough. But now he's asking if I'm worthy to be a master. I'm not asking for your opinions. All I'm asking is if you are my servant or not. I glare at him. I will not lose to someone who looks down on me this frankly. I see, I see. So you're saying such an obvious question isn't even worth answering. How courageous. Your spirit is that of a splendid master, but... I said, don't get the order wrong. It's my duty of the summoner to confirm first. It's the duty of the summoner to confirm first. Now answer me. You are my servant, right? I step forward, ready to attack depending on his answer. Geez, you are a stubborn young lady. We're not getting anywhere this way. I guess it can't be helped. Let's say I am your servant. In this case, would you be my master, just hypothetically? Holy crap, this is the most... just... Why is this a conversation? Of course. If you're my servant summoned by me, who else would be your master? I somehow cool my boiling head and glare at this rude guy. Oh, I see. Well, let's suppose that's true. Then where's the proof that you are my master? The servant talks nonsense, grinning. He must think I'll panic about the proof of master thing. Here, this is proof that I'm your master, right? I show him the command spell in the back of my hand. Don't think I don't know anything. My father talked a lot about masters, so I know about the command spell. Are you satisfied? Are you still going to complain? I thrust before him the proof that I'm a master. The servant in the rubble looks confused. Then, man, are you serious, young lady? His face clouds with discontent. What do you mean? Am I serious? I mean that way of thinking. So you're a master if you have a command spell. The command spell is only a tool that governs the servant. Jeez, you act like a master just because of that? What I wanted to see was, are you worthy for me to pledge my loyalty to? That's true, but you normally think of a command spell when talking about proof that one's a master. So what? I'm not fit to be a master then? I'd like that, but no go. Since you have the command spell, it seems you are my summoner. It's unbelievable, it seems you really are my master. He gives an exaggerated shrug of his shoulders. This is bad. My boiling point is so low, it seems I won't be able to cool down in time. I'm not happy, but I'll accept it. You are my master for now, but I have conditions as well. From now on, I will ignore your opinions. I will decide how to fight, and you will follow my plans. This is the best I'll compromise on. You don't mind that, right, young lady? I think this is it, Father. I'm almost at my limit. I see. You accept unhappily. But what do you mean about ignoring my opinions? Oh wait, this is her. You're my servant, right? I ask him in a trembling voice, just in case. There's the issue of the command spell too, so this is my last warning, the biggest compromise I can make. And to that, yeah, in name only, so formally I'll obey you, but I'm the one doing the fighting. You can hide in the basement here and stay there until the Grail War ends. That way, even an inexperienced person like you should make it out alive. He tells me he has no hope for me with eyes full of disdain. Are you angry? No, I'll respect your position, of course. I am called to help my master win, after all. My victory is yours, and I shall give you everything that I earn in this fight. You shouldn't have any complaints about that, right? You wouldn't be able to use that command spell anyway. Well, you can leave the rest to me. You just worry about your own safety. I'm pissed. Fine, if you say that, I'll use it. And Fang, there's no holding back now. I have no sympathy for a twisted guy like him. What? You're not... Exactly what are you thinking? Exactly what you're thinking, you rude scum. Vertrag in your nagel in US gestes in... stuff. I announced the command spell. By the order of the Holy Grail, give the law of obedience to this one, my servant. You idiot. Wait, are you insane, Master? Who would use the command spell for something like this? Shut up. Look, you're my servant. You have to obey every single one of my orders, okay? What? The symbol on my right hand throbs. The 3 command spells. The essence of the Holy Grail War. The The 3 claims to the servant's unconditional obedience is now used. Are you not even thinking? Using the command spell for such a general thing. It's too late now. First of all, I wasn't expecting this either. I hate myself so much that I want to die. To go ahead and use the important command spell for something like this? So, leaving the ruined living room behind, we move to my room. In front of me is the servant who should be absolutely obedient for my command spell. He's there, but... I see. I understand your personality now, Master. How exactly is this absolutely obedient? Just to make sure, do you understand how important the command spell is, Master? I know it's the right to give your servant 3 orders, right? What about it? Jeez, look. The command spell forces the servant to act according to an order. It doesn't merely stop their actions, it strengthens their actions as well. For example, I can't instantly teleport to somewhere far away, but if you command me to go using your command spell, then assuming we have enough magical energy, such things become possible. This is what I meant by unconditional obedience. It is the crystallization of a great magic that allows a servant to surpass the limits of their own ability, even they can't control. Well, now we only have 2 now. I know that. It's fine, we still have 2, and that order I gave you isn't useless either. Man, this was certainly a miscalculation on my part. The command spells work poorly on broad orders. For broad and long-lasting orders like protect me through this or win this battle, the power of the command spell weakens. The force will last a long time, but since the associated pain is weak, some servants will be able to disobey. In contrast, a single simple order like deliver the next blow with all your power or don't break that glass is absolute, and even the most powerful servants will find it hard to disobey. So I think you can guess what I'd like to say next, Master. I get the idea. So you're saying a long, broad, lasting order is meaningless, right? If the effect is weak, servants can act against it. It's better to make a single, absolute order than to give a weak one, right? Right. Basically, the command spell is a way to bring about miracles beyond our abilities. Stupidly using it for orders that can be achieved by other means is unforgivable. The command spell you just used is exactly that. Whether or not I'll obey you is something that we could have solved by discussion. Even with the command spell, something like obey my every order is beyond even 100 command spells. So a command spell like I just used was meaningless? Normally the answer would be yes, but it seems like your abilities as a Magus are on a completely different level. Question mark? Is he happy or unhappy? The servant has a smile on his face. Does he? The servant has a smile on his face as he sighs. On a completely different level? You mean... Hey, you! Tell me honestly your condition right now. I have a gut feeling, so I ask him boldly. Yeah, that's what I mean by miscalculation. That command spell should have only changed my attitude to, well, I'll respect Master's opinion slightly. But right now I feel a strong bind from your words. If I disagree with you, let's see. It seems like I drop a rank. In other words, it's like my body feels heavy when I go against your will. The servant shrugs his shoulder as if to say it's a pain. So, that means the command spell wasn't completely meaningless and it worked in my favor. But this guy speaks as sarcastically as always, and it doesn't seem like he's any weaker at all. Though even if he is weakened when going against me, I doubt even 10 of me could take him on. Let me take back what I said before, Master. You are young, but you are an outstanding Magus. It was my mistake to patronize you and try to keep you out of battle. I apologize for my rudeness. He adjusts his stance and bows his head politely. Holy crap, I need water? Oh, I don't have any water. Hang on one sec. Water has been acquired. This has been 22 minutes of just straight reading with very little commentary from my part. I just feel like there hasn't really been anything like to react to. It's just been like, just go, read. All right. Hey, stop it. We argued a lot, but they say both sides are usually at fault at this sort of thing. I see. I'm glad you understand. You changed your tune quickly. Well, it was a miscalculation, but not an unwelcome one. If you're this talented, I have no objections to your involvement in the battle. Huh? He seems to be saying he's found a powerful master, so... So accepting as a master even without the command spell? Of course, I wasn't clear back then as I was just summoned. But we're completely connected now. If you're really a Magus, you should be able to feel a connection from the contract. Contract? Now that he mentions it, my body does feel strange. I don't like that. I didn't like that throbbing of the screen. It feels like the nerves, once closed within me, are now pointing outwards. And on top of that, my body, part of my magical energy is flowing into the man in front of me. I see. Servants are called by the Holy Grail. But what keeps them in this world is... Right. The power of the Master. Servants stay in this world by receiving magical energy from their masters. The magical energy you supply is sufficient. There might be problems with your experience, but your ability is outstanding. Normal Magus would pass out after summoning a servant, but you're still full of energy. The command spell earlier, and this amount of magical energy, you're definitely a first-class master. Heh, praising me now won't do you any good. A bit embarrassed, I avert my gaze. I wasn't really expecting this. I'm forcing him to obey with a command spell, but for a servant, a being superior to humans, to honestly accept that I am his master? So, which servant are you? I collect myself and finally get to the point. You can't tell from my appearance, huh? Ah, excellent. No, I was just mistaken before. This guy is certainly making fun of me. Alright. This is a question from your master. Oh, alright. This is a question from your master. You're not Saber, are you? I'm sorry, but I don't have a sword. As I suspected, this is natural, though I mistook the time the summoning circle didn't work, and I even summoned the servant to the wrong place. I was all too clumsy to call Saber the strongest servant. What a blunder. Using that many jewels and not calling Saber is too appalling to face. Well, I'm sorry I'm not Saber. Huh? Oh, well, it was just a big mistake and I regret it, but it's my fault, so... Yeah, Archer isn't too flashy, I know. Alright, I'll make you regret your abuse later on, and I won't accept any apologies when that time comes. Huh? This is unexpected. The unknown servant seems disappointed by my fixation on Saber. What, did he get on your nerves, Archer? I get it, but keep your eyes open, as I will definitely show you how lucky you are. Archer protests with narrow eyes. The air he carries is offensive, but his behavior seems childlike and pure. You know, he might be a pretty good guy. Alright then, be sure to make me regret it later on, Archer. If you do, I'll honestly apologize. Yeah, and don't you forget it, Master. Know how great the one you summoned is, and be grateful. Though, even if you do apologize then, I probably won't be satisfied. Archer grins again. Maybe he does have a twisted personality after all. Well, fine. Leaving that aside, which heroic spirit are you? Archer doesn't answer. His sarcastic tone disappears and he frowns seriously. Archer, your master is asking you a question. That's a secret. Huh? I can't answer that question of who I am because... Hold on. If it's for a stupid reason, I'll be pissed. It's... Oh, that face again. Archer must be really troubled as he opens his mouth like he'd rather not say anything. It's because I don't know myself. Wait, what was that? What? Are you making fun of me? I didn't mean to insult you, Master, but this is just what you get for your failed summoning. It seems my memory is confused. I know who I am, but things like my name and origin are a bit vague. Well, they're trivial things to be missing, so we shouldn't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Of course I'm worried about it. If I don't know what heroic spirit you are, I can't tell how strong you are. Oh, that's no problem. It's a trivial matter. Trivial, you say? How can I make a plan when I don't know how strong my partner is? There's no way we can fight like this. What are you saying? I am a servant you summoned. Naturally, I am the strongest. Straightforwardly, the knight in red looks at me with absolute confidence and trust. What? My thoughts freeze. There's no dishonesty in Archer's words. He thinks more highly of my power than I do, even though we've only just met. My face is burning. Geez, I'm definitely blushing. Why am I so weak against unexpected things? Well, fine. It makes no difference that no one will know your true identity. They do say that to fool your enemies, you must fool your allies. I say this to hide my embarrassment looking away from Archer. Well, I can find out later how good a servant he is. For now, I have a higher priority. Alright, I shall not question you about your true identity for now. So Archer, here's your first task. Already? You are aggressive. So who's our enemy? And as he's asking, I throw a dustpan and broom in front of him. Huh? Clean the room downstairs, please. You made that mess, and so be responsible and clean this place up. He stands there blankly for 10 seconds. After recovering his thoughts, he grabs the broom, ready to make an objection. Hold on. Just what do you think a servant is? A familiar, right? He's a bit insolent, so he's difficult to control. Archer swallows his words. I don't intend to take back my words, and I do have a trump card. Objection? I refuse such an Really, this is an order as a master. Doesn't your body feel heavy when you go against your master's wishes? Well, I'm sure it's nothing to you, but the penalty would continue until you clean up the living room. Won't it be dangerous to fight such a condition from tomorrow? He groans for a few seconds, clenching the broom. The servant in the red coat, Archer, closes his eyes in dismay. Understood. Damn you, master. He acknowledges my request gracefully. Well, it's getting late, so I should rest for tonight. I can decide about how to treat him after I wake up. The day of fate comes to a close. No, this night is the start of fate. There are 6, including myself now. Why did I say 600? Once the last one summons the servant, the 7th one, who is not a master yet, the Holy Grail will commence. It's not far ahead. The battle I've waited 10 years for is about to commence. Alright. I think... Is this gonna... Do I need to click? I do need to click, okay. I believe that this will be a good place to end this episode. It's going to be like a few minutes shorter than the other ones, but I think it was a mistake to record these two pretty close back to back. Like there's only like a 30-minute break, so my voice is exhausted. Also, this just seems like a good place to end it. I kind of like would want to end it in like good spots instead of like, oh hey, look, 35 minutes, we're in the middle of a conversation, time to end the episode. But yeah, with that being said, maybe next time we'll get to Shiro and play as the boy, you know? Because I think all that's left is, there shouldn't be too much of this left. I think one more episode, like halfway through, we might be able to get to Shiro. But granted, I was also expecting to be able to get to him potentially by the end of this episode, but that doesn't look to be the case. So yeah, but with that being said, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Alright guys, we are back with some more Fate Stay Night. In the last one, we summoned Archer. And talked to Archer and used the command spell. That's about it. Hopefully in this one we can get to Shiro, just because, again, the part of playing visual novels that sounds the most exciting to me is making choices. And so far we haven't had any of those. So hopefully we can get to that today. If not, I will be very, very sad. Late at night. The clock's about to strike 2. This is the best time frame for my magical energy. Wait. Wait, what? No. I didn't save. What? Okay, hang on. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I think we are back. This should be where we left off last time. Yes, it is. Okay. The Holy Grail War. It is a great ritual which has been practiced for hundreds of years. If one enters the ritual, one must eliminate the other 6, as it is a battle for one's life. I don't know when the Holy Grail War began. It is said that the Holy Grail is the land of Fuyuki, and that many Magi have fought each other here in the past. Magi. I always forget how they say it, so I'm just gonna call them Magi. They had only one purpose: to obtain the noble phantasm called the Holy Grail. But the origin of the Holy Grail is unknown. It's certain that it never reached the blood of God. But its power matches that of the one in the legend. Yes, it is said that the Holy Grail can grant any wish. Only one has the right to possess it. The Holy Grail can grant one wish for one person. But 7 Magi are needed to summon the Holy Grail in this land. 1 miracle, 7 collaborators. Well, the point is, it is only a matter of time before the fight broke out over the Holy Grail. It began like an ordinary fight over resources. The 7 Magi used the power of the Holy Grail equally to summon a familiar, a servant, to battle the other Magi. Only one Magus will obtain the Holy Grail, and so, each of them treated the other 6, once allies, now as enemies, and a gruesome fight began. This is a ritual called the Holy Grail War, a competition between Magi for the Holy Grail. The Magi chosen by the Holy Grail are called Masters, and each Master receives a powerful familiar called the Servant, by the grace of the Holy Grail. Oh, so that's where those cards in Fate Grand Order comes from. There are 2 proofs that one is a master: summoning a servant and making it obey, and obtaining the 3 command spells that can order the servant. The first goes without saying. Yesterday, no, a few hours ago to be exact, I summoned Archer to be my servant. That leaves only the second. I must protect to the end this command spell that binds the servant. For a master, this is probably the most important thing of all. The pattern inscribed on my right hand after summoning Archer. This is the command spell. The holy sign granted by the Holy Grail is proof of a master who has summoned a servant. This mark with concentrated magical energy is an instantaneous thing, not an eternal one. It is consumed by use, and as the appearance suggests, it has 1 use for each strike. In other words, only 3 times. A master who loses all 3 of their command spells will be unable to control their servant and faces death. So, the command spell must be guarded as closely as one's life. It hurts my head to think that I've used 1 right at the start, but it wasn't completely meaningless, so I'll call it good. Because it's not unusual for servants to go against their masters. I'm fortunate to have been able to chain him using 1 command spell. Well, that's the gist of it. The Holy Grail War will start when the 7 servants are all summoned. I can't just sleep in. I don't know when the last master will appear, but it should be soon. I sure do hope it is soon. Morning already? I'm so tired. Looking out of the window dazed, I notice the sun's already way up. It's past 9. I don't think it's a question of being late anymore. Glancing at the clock, I confirm to myself that I'll be skipping school today. My body's so heavy, it feels like he's taken over half my body. I sit up in bed and take a deep breath. I'm not just tired just because I'm not a morning person. Like Archer said, a master who has just summoned their servant cannot function satisfactorily. That's right. I summoned Archer, not Saber. I can remember clearly. Well, it's not something I want to remember, but even if I don't like it, there's no second chance. About a day until my magical energy returns, huh? Then I guess today will just be a test drive. I slowly climb out of bed. I fight a bit against the unseasonably warm air and my desire to stay wrapped up in my blankets. I knock out the desire to go back to sleep in the 3rd second of the match and check myself in the mirror. Nothing's obviously wrong except for the fact that I have only about half the usual magical energy in my body. Everything's up to par. Well, there shouldn't be any problems. For now, I want to check the situation. The servant I summoned is Archer. He's a rude guy with no manners to spare for his summoner and master. And on top of that, he doesn't know who he is. Oh, I'm getting a headache already. I'll have to live without his noble phantasm until his memory returns. Well, there's no way he can use it if he doesn't remember it. Servants are powerful familiars on their own, but what makes them the most powerful is the fact that they have one powerful secret move. The problem is, Archer says he can't remember what it is. Well, it's partly my fault, so we'll have to make do. That's right, as this is how things ended up, we're both on the same boat. I hope he sorts out his memories soon, but with the way he's acting right now, who knows when that'll be. Honestly, looks like we've got a load of problems ahead. Whoa, maybe now I should have a... Oh, it's because he cleaned. Whoa, maybe I should have a better opinion of him. The living room was just the way it was. I only expected him to clean up the rubble, so I moved that he went this far. He must have felt bad about making such a mess of the living room, or he wouldn't have done this. I should call him admirable, or maybe just a nice guy. The sun's already up. You're pretty loose. I take it back. This shameless attitude. He doesn't deserve any praise at all. Morning. You seem pretty relaxed. I see you've made yourself at home here. Well, it's the room. Well, it's the room I spent the night in. I've pretty much figured out where everything is. Oh, since I was cleaning anyway, I cleaned up the kitchen too. I was expecting more mess, but it was rather clean. That's quite impressive considering that you live in a Western-style house by yourself. I'm getting a headache. Why is my servant checking my cleanliness? They say servants think only of battle, so maybe this guy's broken somehow. I see you're not doing well, are you? You seemed well last night, but sleep must have brought up your fatigue. I'll get you a drink, if tea's okay. So at home in a stranger's house, Archer stands, takes out a new teacup without a moment's confusion, and pours a fine rose-colored tea. There are all sorts of things I want to say, but I surprisingly don't feel like interrupting him. Every aspect of his motion is refined. You could even say he's being considerate. Oh well, it's true that I'm tired. Oh, that's her. The picture changed, so I was like, oh, that's obviously him. Oh well, it's true that I'm tired, so I guess I'll have a drink. I take a seat. He hands me a teacup silently and I take a sip. Oh, it's good. Of course, it's an exotic Chinese tea. It's the best part of my favorite leaf, so I'd get mad if it tasted bad. In fact, I get mad when someone uses my favorite without permission. Yes, I would get mad, but when it's brewed so wonderfully, I'm too happy to complain. Hold on, what are you laughing about? Well, I was going to ask what you thought of it, but when you make a face like that, there's no point in asking. I slammed the cup down onto the table. Don't waste it, you should enjoy it while it's hot. If I'm distracting you, I'll go. Thanks, but no thanks. I didn't become a master just so someone could brew me tea. Besides, there's no need for you to do that thing without orders. I see. Certainly I did not form a contract with you to brew tea or clean up after you. If that's how you want it, I'll be careful from now on. Right. What I need is a powerful familiar. I've never heard of a servant who does things around the house, and I have no need for one either. What do you mean, no need? Nothing. Interpret it however you want. More importantly, do you remember who you are now? Archer shakes his head. Just as I thought. It's bad. If he can't remember it after one night, it's not going to come back easily. Even if we test various things today, this is still... Alright, I'll work out to do about your memory. Well, get ready, Archer. Since you were just summoned, you don't know your way around yet. I'll show you around town. Get ready. There's no need. If you want to go, we can go now. Hey, if you're going to walk around in that, it hardly looks normal. Besides, other masters would be able to tell you're a servant right away. I don't intend to go announcing to everyone that I'm a master, you know. Oh, so that's what you meant. It's not a problem. Certainly I will need a change, but only when I take form. Servants are spirits, after all. We become servants when not in battle to reduce the burden on our masters. Oh yeah, you're still a heroic spirit even if you're summoned already. Since it's the master's magical energy that gives the spirit form, if I cut off that magical energy, naturally we would return to spirit form. A servant in that state is like a guardian spirit. We cannot be observed by anyone except the master we are connected to by the ley line. We can still talk though, so it's no problem for going scouting. Wow, that's really convenient. In that case, it must be hard to search for other masters. Yes, but Magi can sense other Magi, right? In the same way, servants can sense other servants. If a servant knows powerful magic, they would be able to sense servants even from a distance. Just as Archer says, a master is usually a great Magus. A Magus with strong magical energy is sensitive to other magical energy. But as far as I know, no one in this town has magical energy that strong. So what about you? Can you tell where the other servants are? Master, have you forgotten my class? Sensing distant enemies isn't a job for a knight. Well, I guess not. Archer's magical energy isn't that strong. I expect only the servant caster would have enough magical energy to locate enemies from a distance. Alright, then follow me. Archer, I'll show you the world you've been summoned into. I don't think it will be that new for me. But Master, aren't you forgetting something important? What do you mean by something important? Geez, you're really not up to par yet. We have yet to exchange the most important part of our contract. The most important exchange? Equivalent exchange? No, fundamentally, the reward for a servant is to participate in the Holy Grail War. There shouldn't be any more exchanges necessary. You're really not a morning person, are you? Archer says in surprise. Listening to a sarcastic comment, I realize something. Come to think of it, he hasn't addressed me by my name yet. Oh, crap, names. I guess you realized. Well, it's not too late. So, Master, what is your name? How should I address you from now on? Archer asks sulkily. Damn it. He is a good person. Yes, there's no mistake. After all, there's no meaning to exchange names. Servant and Master have a relationship forced upon them by the command spell. For a contract with normal familiars, the exchange of names has a great deal of meaning, but no such bond is needed between the Master and the servant. But still, Archer calls it important. It's proof of trust that we'll be fighting alongside each other, even without the command spell. I'm Tosaka Rin. You can call me whatever you like. I answer bluntly, unable to be true to my feelings. Well, actually, it would probably be easier for me to be addressed in a reserved manner, like you or Master, and he'll probably call me that. But that said, Archer mutters my name to himself. I shall call you Rin. Yes, that name suits you well. He said something outrageous. Rin, what's wrong? You don't look normal. Shut up! Let's go! We don't have time to relax. I turn away and start walking. I'm vexed. I don't know why, but I am. Did Archer say that just to make me feel this way? It's possible. He'll certainly do that sort of thing. Yes, that must be it. So my face getting hot, my heart pounding. They're all part of his plan. Be careful, Rin. You're going to have to work with this crooked guy from now on. Something tells me we might get into Shiro today. Honestly, we might not even get to a fight today. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. I'm actually worried, I wonder how much was, cut out of, the anime, because I'm pretty sure from, the time she summons Archer, it basically just, skips all the way to, the next night. I thought, she summoned him, and then they just immediately go out. That's how at least how it was, adapted in Unlimited Blade Works, if I remember correctly. But I need water. Okay. I go out with Archer. The city we live in, Fuyuki City, can be basically divided into two towns. Here, the place with old houses and traditional buildings, is Miyama City. On the other side of the river is Shinto, where modern development is happening. My house is the older section, Miyama City. Miyama City is broadly separated into two sections as well. This is one of the sections, the Western-style houses where immigrants from foreign countries live. And on the other side is the area of old Japanese-style houses with a mountain behind it. Both sections are on top of hills, so you could say both are suburbs. The houses in between these two sections are relatively ordinary. As a demonstration, they're this ordinary. This is the crossroads of Miyama City. And sorry, I just got distracted by something. This is the crossroads of Miyama City, and I don't know why I'm struggling so much with that word. and hill leading up to the Western-style houses like mine. On the opposite side, a hill leads up to a Japanese-style house, up to Japanese-style houses. A bridge leads to the neighboring town of Shinto, and the other way leads to the school, shopping district, and even Ryudo Temple up on the mountains. And this is the large bridge connecting Shinto and Miyama City. A few years ago, a big station was built over that side and has grown rapidly since then. Even though Miyama City and Shinto are in the same city, you can think of them as totally different places. Is this really important? The city's name, Fuyuki, or Winter Tree, supposedly comes from the fact that winters are long here. Thinking about it, this place certainly has a long winter. In contrast, though, it's quite warm here, and February here is about as warm as December everywhere else. I bet a few hot springs would turn up if you went digging around. Then again, this half-hearted cold would make the city a poor hot springs resort. Fuyuki City has a friendly winter and a strange climate that enters spring and April with no changes. Shinto is all like this. The rapidly developing town started to build tall buildings, as if rushed by something, and as a result, it looks very artificial. Though that's only in the last 10 years. From what I hear, a big fire about 10 years ago pretty much burned down the whole residential district. These buildings were constructed on land no one lived in anymore. And this is the center of it. This is Shinto's park. Now that we've all seen all the important locations, what are your thoughts? Oh wait, no. There was something else before. I think part of this made it into the anime. I'm just correcting myself so then if anyone gets to this part, they don't go, haha, he forgot. But I'm remembering that a thing did happen before the night fell. I ask Archer, who's standing next to me. I can't see him, of course. It's a big part, but is there some reason there's no one here? So it shows, huh? Well, that's because there's a history to this place. I look around the park. A park this big and organized should be a playground for kids, even on weekdays. But there are only a few people here, and a desolate feeling runs through the place. It was about 10 years ago. They say there was a huge fire in the area. It burned for a day until it just went out as it began to rain. Afterwards, the town was rebuilt, but this place was left as it was. It was burned to ashes, so they made it into a park. Archer says nothing, but even though I can't see him, I can tell that he's feeling something special. You seem to have noticed. That's right. This is where the last Holy Grail War ended. I don't know the details, but the last war ended here, and the place has been like this ever since. I see. That must be why this place is full of so many grudges. You can sense those kinds of things? Servants are spirits. We are beings similar to grudges and formed obsessions. Therefore, we are sensitive to such remnants, like us. There were few places in towns with strong regrets, but this place is on a completely different level. To us, this place is more like a reality marble. Archer brings up an unusual term in a motionless voice. Reality marble. One of the magics considered the pinnacle of Magi, said to be infinitely close to sorcery. For hundreds of years, a boundary field has been the defensive field that protects a Magus. Put simply, it's a vicious version of a security system on a house. A boundary field is something applied to an existing area or building to protect oneself from outside enemies, but is merely a transformation applied to what already exists. But a reality marble is different. A reality marble is an image that erodes reality. The imagined world of a Magus, a boundary field that paints over reality by letting a Magus's heart take form. This is what we call a reality marble. In other words, it's a large range of magic that distorts. No, remakes the world as the Magus wishes. Rin, what are you thinking? No, I was just surprised. I just thought that reality marble seemed like an uncommon term for an archer. What? Is it strange for me to know it? Of course, reality marble is a taboo of taboos, the secret principles of secret principles. It doesn't make any sense for an archer to know about it. Isn't that right? Isn't that right? I ask with my expression, and then I sense him sighing heavily next to me. Rin, a hero is someone who excels with both magic and weaponry. It's fine if you want to think that an archer can only use bows, but please don't take such an optimistic view of the other servants. Come to think of it, he's right. I understand. That was a careless thing to say. I'll be careful from now on, so it's okay, right? Rin, I'm going to be honest. You are excellent, but because of that, you have a habit of underestimating others. You should reform that habit before you grow up. You're being rather rude. Reform? That's like training bad habits out of a horse. Oh, excuse me, I didn't make it to sound like you're a disobedient horse. I just used the word because it suited your image. Hey, that's even worse! Ouch. My right arm suddenly hurts. Rin? Be quiet for a second, Archer. The command spell engraved on my right hand is hurting. A small warning as if to get my attention. Someone's watching us. I extend my consciousness to the surrounding buildings. Not buildings, there's only trees here. I roll out the threads of my consciousness and search through the park. I can't find him. What about you, Archer? It's difficult. I can't even feel the stare. Then it must be a master watching. I don't know who it is, but if Archer can't sense it, it has to be a master. There aren't 7 of us yet, but if we wanted to, we could start the fight at any time. It seems the one watching us wants to battle, but the command spell reacts to the other command spells, so that must mean if you are a master, you should be able to recognize other masters when you see them. Then wouldn't that mean you should be able to identify other masters too? Yes, but a superior Magus can conceal their magical energy. Even though command spells react to each other, they operate on magical energy. If the master closes his magic circuits, it'll be hard to find him. That's troubling. That means we're showing them our location. That's right. Well, if I search around my house... wait, that's... No, that's awkward. That's right. Well, if I search around my house, I should be able to find something that kills my magical energy. But you don't need it. Right. Because if I don't hide it, they'll come to us, right? It saves us the trouble of going to find them. Archer takes a deep breath and goes quiet as if he's shocked. What? You want to say I shouldn't be overconfident? I ask, remembering our previous conversation. But Archer just says, that's impossible. You're strongest like this. Yeah, you can let those weaklings follow us about. He says, trying to hold back his laughter. I did not give him the right voice for that. Well, it's not like I like his response, but we decided to continue walking around town. Ooh, nightfall. Ooh. We tour the important places, really dragging our observer around. Have dinner along the way and bring things to a conclusion. We've been walking a lot, and it's now 7. At this time of the night, our destination should give us the best view. Swish, swish, swish. A strong wind. The tallest buildings in Shinto. The view from the rooftop of this building is a fitting end for this day. What do you think? This place has a great view, Archer. Jeez, I pity whoever you go out with someday. You drag me around all day. Did you say something, Archer? Just an honest opinion. Oh, this is certainly a nice place. If we had come here to begin with, we wouldn't have had to walk around like we have been. What are you talking about? Certainly it's a nice view, but all you can tell from here is the overview of the town. You have to go to places themselves to know the layout. That's not true. My class is an archer for nothing. You can't be an archer unless you have good eyesight. Is that so? So you can see my house from here, Archer? No, I can't see the neighboring town from here. At most I can see as far as the bridge. At that range, I can count the number of tiles. No way, the number of tiles on the bridge? That's not just good That's not just good. His eyesight could match the telescopes you find on these rooftops. I'm surprised. You really are an archer. You really are Archer. Nice. Good job, Rin. You figured it out. He's Archer. Whew. Rin, I don't like to think so. But are you making fun of me? Of course not. I just misunderstood because even though you're called Archer, you don't seem like one. That's a troubling claim. I shall question you further on this matter when we get home. It seems Archer has taken a liking to the view as he falls silent. He's probably working out the town's layout. I can't interrupt him while he's surveying the battlefield. I leave Archer's side and move to the edge of the building. All I can see with my eyesight is the lights below this building, like the headlights of the cars in the street and the people going home after work. I can't tell what kinds of cars or what kinds of people they are. I can see them, but still not see them. Just like noticing someone's watching me, but not being able to see the watcher. At the very least, there's one person that has his base in Shinto. I strain my eyes and stare below me. There are 7 masters in all. I still don't know who the masters are, nor which servants they command. Well, I mean, you know it's not one of them. There can only be 6 other ones. Right now, I assume that all the masters are walking around town collecting information on other masters. Question mark? Suddenly I feel someone's eyes on me. There's no reaction from my command spell. I just feel someone's eyes on me. From below, I look down. There are many people walking around on the road. Among them is a person. One person is looking up at me, is looking up at the moon. I can't tell for sure who it is. I can't tell for sure, but I still know who it is. It's surprising. What's he doing at this time? Rin, have you found an enemy? Archer calls out to me as if sensing my excitement. Nothing. I just saw someone I knew. Just an ordinary person, nothing to do with us. I answer, unable to hide my irritation, and leave the place where I was standing. There's no way he could have seen me from the ground. He must have been looking up at the building by coincidence. So it doesn't mean I was noticed. But still, I'm angry that I let him see me acting as a Magus. By the time we get back to Miyama City, it's already past 9 o'clock. Unlike Shinto, Miyama is an old residential district. No one walks around after 9 and the town grows as quiet as midnight. So that's pretty much it. Do you have any good ideas of the town? Do you have a good idea of the town? Yeah, I get it. I'll figure out the rest as we go along. Then we're done for the day. I'm not up to par either, so let's go home and rest. Wait, Nani? Nani? I'm not ready for bed. I'm ready to go tussle. We climb the road up a gentle hill, and there's someone walking in front of us. Huh? Sakura? This is bad. I don't want her to see me right now. Rin? Rin, why are we hiding? Shut up, shut up! Oh, that person is someone I know. I skipped school today, so I don't want her to see me. As I speak, I look at the figure ahead of us. On the road. Whoa, wait. Why was... Oh, it was skipping ahead just to get to the next thing. I was like, I didn't click anything. There's the well-known first-year student and a foreigner I don't know. Boy, I love your drip, and you have, like, some nice shoulders. They're talking about something. No, it seems the foreigner is talking to Sakura against her wishes. Rin, is the person you know the foreigner? No, I don't know him. There are lots of Western-style houses around here, so he might be visiting one of them. I say that much and scold myself for being too soft where that girl is involved. Archer, is he human? I don't know. He has form, so he should be human. At the very least, he is not a servant. Right. He's not a master either, so I guess it's just a minor quarrel. Still, I know she's not the kind of girl to get into trouble with a guy. They're going. The girl is walking up the hill. The man is... The blonde guy goes down the road we came up. I was not expecting that. Well then, you can use this place. I'm going to bed unless you have any questions first. I don't have any important questions. Your decision not to rush into battle is the correct one. You should use tonight to recover your magical energy. Yes, I'll see you tomorrow. Please make me tea tomorrow morning. Bitch, you said you don't want any tea. Fatigue hits me hard once I walk into my room. Oh yeah, I have to contact Kiri before I go to bed. That annoying priest. He'll already be getting ready to call in a substitute Magus. I don't really care about that, but he is my guardian, so I should at least do the right thing. Phone. I dial the number, and soon the fake priest picks up. And there, I think I'm going to end the episode, just because, it's Kiri. He could either be like, oh, wow, neat, you got a servant, or he could go on a very long diatribe about literally anything. So yeah, with that being said, I will see you guys in the next one, and it's kind of just turned into a running joke for me at least, but like, next time, Shiro, baby. Maybe I should make it a thing where I don't end the next episode till we're Shiro. That could be a thing that I do. Also, I'm just going to save over this first one, because why not? Yeah. Hang on, did it save? I was get concerned. Okay, it did save. Yeah, with that being said, I will see everyone in the next one. Bye-bye. Okay, we are back with some more Fate Stay Night. In this one, Shiro. I want to say it at the beginning of every episode until we get there. Just because at this point, it's all I have. All right. I also gotta move my mouse. Hang on, just uno momento, por favor. Move phone. There we go. I don't know why I haven't had it here this whole time. This makes it so much more convenient. Okay. Kirei, it's me. I formed a contract with a servant just yesterday. So registering me officially as a master. Still couldn't read that line. A brief silence. Kirei's silence is enough presence to stress you out, even over the phone. I need to move this window up. I feel so unprepared. Understood. Now. Now what? You should come and see me at least once. I have something to give you that I received from your parents. They said to give it to you only if you become a master, before you become an adult. Oh, you mean Father's will? I have already deciphered it and got the item, so it's fine. I'll come and see you if I feel like it. Goodbye. Wait, Rin, if you are a master now... I hang up the phone, not hearing him out. Listening to Kirei's lecture while I'm tired won't help recover my magical energy. Right, all preparations are done now. All that's left is to sleep. When I wake up next, it should be a completely different morning. 10 years ago, the Holy Grail War in which my father competed as a master and was defeated. Now I'm entering the same battle. Maybe it'd be easier if I moved it over here. I mean, it's smaller over here. Because the way I have it set up right now is it's bigger on one monitor because I can't change the size of it for some stupid reason. That's fine. So, after breakfast, I clearly explained my immediate plans. What? You're going to school? Yes. Do you have a problem with that, Archer? No problems, it's just... I kind of forgot the voice I gave him. Archer hesitates but does not object. He must have realized yesterday that I'm not the type to take back my decisions. I can kind of tell without him saying so. Archer is sarcastic, but he has an honest side to him, so it seems he won't complain about something he's accepted. Yes, in other words, he's faithful in an awkward way. This is my conclusion. No more of an intuition after watching Archer for all of yesterday. Rin, as you are my master, now, you must always be cautious of other masters. School is a place where it's hard to remain prepared against sudden attacks. That's not true. Look, Archer, even though I am a master now, I don't intend to change my lifestyle. Besides, a battle between masters is something that should be done out in public view, right? Why? I actually had to reread that because I was like, no, that doesn't make sense. So if we're at school where there are lots of people, I don't think we'll see any kind of surprise attacks. Hang on. Master, something that should be done out. Should be done out in public. Okay, well, that doesn't make any sense. I see. If that's what you've decided, I can only obey. But I can guard you in spirit form, right? You don't intend for me to stay here while you go to school. Of course not. Not just at school, but I want you by my side whenever I go outside. It is a servant's role to protect the master, so I'm counting on you. I'm relieved to hear that. It is the duty of a knight to answer a trust placed on us. I shall do my best to meet your expectations. Holy crap. The desktop audio is peeking out of this world. Hang on. Let's just turn down that gain a little bit, boys. Whoo, okay. Bam. But Rin, just hypothetically, what would you do if there was an enemy in that safe place? What are you suggesting, that there might be a master at school? That's right. It's certainly hard for anyone who isn't a teacher or student to get in, but wouldn't it be a problem if someone already there became a master? I don't think that's possible. In this town, there's only one family of Magai other than the Tosaka. That other family is declined and they don't even have a master. How do you know there isn't a master? Hey, it's only natural to investigate another family of Magai in the same town. You know, I said Magai there, and when I decided I was going to say Magi, which probably pisses some people off, but I don't care. He isn't a master, and his successor doesn't have enough magical energy to become a master, so we can just ignore them. I see. So there's another Magus at school you go to. But you say that Magus don't have sufficient magical energy to become a master, is that correct? Exactly, so most masters will probably be coming from elsewhere. I don't think such people will come to school. Well, for now at least. But Reen, there are always exceptions. What if there's a Magus at school that you don't know about? Like I said, there aren't any. Magi are sensitive to other Magi. If we were at the same school for a year, I should be able to sense the other Magi no matter how well they hide it. I will state with confidence that there are only 2 Magi at our school. One of them is me, and the other is only an apprentice who doesn't have enough power to become a master. Do you understand? Your caution is just needless worrying. It's completely impossible. That's why this is only a hypothetical scenario. There's always another side of things. It's only natural for unexpected things to occur. I'm saying that when it does happen, do not blame me. Archer smiles dryly. Just that action makes me want to take it out on him. But if I did, I would be late for school. That won't happen. A hypothetical is That won't happen. A hypothetical is a hypothetical, because it won't happen. If it does, it just means my analysis was too shallow. Blech, swallow. That just reminded me of later. Alright, I'll remember that. Let's go then, Reen. It should take 30 minutes to get to school, so we won't make it unless we leave soon. Takes 30 minutes to get to school? Girl, ride a bike. I'm surprised. Hypotheticals do happen. Yes, I am surprised as well. Whoa, it pays to argue over everything. It had an unexpected payoff. As soon as we pass the school's main gate, we joke around like that. Around us are students heading to classrooms, and it's almost time for homeroom. In the crowd of people rushing into the school building, we stand dumbfounded. This isn't just the air stagnating. Isn't there a boundary field set up already? It's not complete, but the preparation seems to have already started. If he's doing this so openly, he must be a real big shot. Or a complete amateur. A boundary field that lets others notice the abnormality is only 3rd class. To be 1st class, it has to be hidden until it's activated. So, which do you think it is, Reen? Who knows? I don't care if he's 3rd class or 1st class. I'm just going to beat him mercilessly for setting up such an indecent thing in my territory. I walk angrily through the schoolyard. As a Magus, I'm not about to mince words, but I can't be satisfied until I properly punish the creator of this field. After 2nd period, while walking back from the music room, I see a 1st-year student walking unsteadily. The student is carrying some stack of papers, and it looks like she's having trouble. I'll help, Sakura. Huh? Ah, Tosaka-senpai. What, handouts? World history? That'll be my homeroom teacher. That Kuzuki. What's he thinking making a girl do this? Here, give me half of it. Oh, yes. Thank you, senpai. It's fine. So we're taking these to your classroom. No, we're taking them to Kuzuki-sensei. He said he's recalling them because there was a misspelling. I understand. Kuzuki's really stubborn. He's the guy who canceled the whole test just because there was one misspelling in it. Huh? You mean the school's exam? Right. I think it was last year's midterm. He came in while everyone was filling out their names and said in his usual tone that the midterm has a misspelling in it. He said that the question was not correct, so the midterm was to be cancelled and retaken at a later date. We were surprised, but so were the teachers, and they still talk about it today. That's just like Kuzuki-sensei. He doesn't think teachers should make any mistakes. He goes too far, though. He'll realize soon, too, Kuzuki is as stubborn as a rock or a mountain. Tosaka-senpai, you must like Kuzuki-sensei. It's rare for you to talk about someone like that. Really? Well, I do think he should be more flexible, but... I think that, but I also think he's not bad this way. At our school, there's a teacher liked by all students, and a teacher feared by all students. The balance between the two works so well that I think Kuzuki-sensei is a good disciplinarian. He's the stick and the carrot, and the stick approach. Okay. Took me a sec to understand that. Well, you'll get to see more of him once you reach 2nd year. He teaches ethics too. More importantly, Sakura, is it alright if I ask you something? Huh? What is it, senpai? It's about yesterday. Were you talking to a strange foreigner? Oh, you were watching, senpai? Just by chance. So what was it? Do you know him? No, well, he was a strange person and he seemed to be lost. He asked me lots of things, but I couldn't make out what he was saying, so, so she ran away. I see. Sorry, I was just a bit curious. No, it's alright. Here is fine, senpai. I only have to hand these to him now. Okay, see you later then. I pass the handouts back to Sakura. As I start to head back to my classroom, I pause. Sakura, how are things? Yes, it's okay. I'm doing fine. I see. Well, if Shinji does something again, tell me. He doesn't know when to stop, so it'll only get worse if you don't say anything. It's fine, you don't need to worry, Senpai. Nissan has been kind recently. If she says that with such a smile, I can't say anything else. I bid her goodbye and once more turn my back on the familiar junior. The day ends. Students leave the classroom and the building gets darker by the second. The sun will set soon. When the red sun sets and night falls, there should be no one left in the school. Let's begin, Archer. First we need to check out the boundary field. Once we figure out what kind of boundary field it is, we'll decide whether to eliminate it or leave it. I address my invisible partner. Archer must understand as I sense him nodding. A boundary field is something that protects its caster. You could call it a geographical magic in which one knits a line of magic across the land to change the interior. Infinite different effects are possible within a boundary field. There are all sorts of boundary fields, from ones that conceal the area from people's eyes to ones that limits the use of magic within them. The most aggressive of all are those that oppress life forms within them. The boundary field laid out over the school is that kind. It is not yet complete, but once it is, everyone in the school should fall unconscious. But something like this won't affect me. After all, a boundary field is something targeted not at me, but I am in place. But at the place I am in. That makes more sense. Such an indirect magical intervention has no effect on Magi, who have magical energy throughout their bodies. A weak current flowing through the air will only be repelled by a strong current like myself. So this boundary field has a different intention. I don't know what kind of person set up this boundary field, but his intention is not to defeat a master. It's hard to believe, but his target is everyone in the school. There's only one reason to do something like that. Unbelievably, this guy is... I search the school building and emerge onto the rooftop to finish. It's dark outside. It's 8 o'clock now, way past school closing time, which is 6. The only people left still in the school are me and Archer. So this makes 7. Well, it looks like this is the origin. A 7. Stroke mark is openly drawn on the rooftop. The purplish red character only visible to Magi is something that I have never seen before, engraved with something unknown. Damn it, this isn't something I can handle. The person who set up this boundary field didn't think about anything. He didn't think, but the boundary field is bound with amazing skill. I can temporarily drain magical energy from this boundary field, but I cannot eliminate the boundary field itself. The boundary field can be reactivated just by having the caster put more magical energy into it again. Archer says nothing. He's been quiet ever since we came onto the rooftop, probably because he too recognizes the power of this boundary field. This boundary field doesn't just drain one's strength. Once activated, it'll literally dissolve all the people within it. There are boundary fields that drain physical and mental strength from the people within them, but the boundary field laid out over the school is on a completely different level. This is a soul eater. It is a blood fort that dissolves people within it and claims the souls that seep out. Since ancient times, souls have been hard to handle. Even though they are believed to exist and are necessary for magic, only one Magus has ever understood the soul. Souls are the only things to be investigated or things to be moved into containers. It's incomprehensible, not merely to suck them out, but also be able to collect them in a single place. It's because a Magus has no use for them if one were to collect this unconvertible energy. So if there's a reason, it must be... Archer? Are you servants this kind of creature? I asked coldly. It is as you suspect. I told you we are basically spirits, therefore our meals consist of souls and mental constituents. As you subsist on meat, we subsist on souls and minds. Our basic abilities do not change from nourishment, but we do become tougher. In other words, our magical energy capacity increases. Yes. To strengthen your servant, you must attack people indiscriminately. So the magical energy the master provides isn't enough. It's not that, but it doesn't hurt to have more. In war, if you lack strength, you make up for it with supplies, right? It's a basic tactic for a master to steal energy from the people around them. In that regard, this boundary field is very efficient. I need water. Ugh. Archer is saying that if I want to win, I should kill people to steal their strength? How simple. I already knew that. That's why I think I know which path I am going to choose. That annoys me. Don't ever mention again, Archer. I say so while staring at the mark on the ground. For some reason, Archer sounds happy as he confidently answers. I feel the same way. I do not intend to do so either. Well, let's erase this. It's meaningless, but it should hinder them a bit. I approach the mark engraved on the ground and extend my left arm. The magic crest on my left arm is the Book of Magic, passed down from the Tosaka family. I switch on my sense. I push magical energy into my magic crest, read the part that explains the elimination of boundary fields, and now all I have to do is activate it. Magic spell. Eliminate surgical extraction. Second section. I touch the ground with my left hand and let my magical energy flow out. This will at least wash the color off this mark, but... What? You're going to erase it? What a waste. Suddenly, as if to stop the erasure of the boundary field, a voice echoes out. Oh, is this boy Ku? Spoilers? Question mark. I quickly stand up and turn around. Oh, wait, what voice should I give him? On top of the water tower, in the sky 10 meters away, a guy is looking down at me. Deep ultramarine that melts into the night. His grin is wild and a bestial smell carries on the wind. The stare of the beast is a cool one. The man in blue looks at me like an old friend even in this situation. Is this your doing? No, petty tricks are a Magi's job. We only fight as we're commanded to. Isn't that right, you over there? Casual, but his voice is filled with murderous intent. This guy can see Archer. As I thought, a servant. Okay, I just had to figure out if that was the Archer or Lancer. It's fine. That's right. Since you can tell, I can consider you as my enemy, right? My spine freezes. A normal, light tone of voice. And it's colder than anything I've ever heard. Scary enough to make me vomit. I can't tell how I should move or what my best course is, but my reason is telling me absolutely not to fight this man right here. Whoa, that's pretty good. You seem like you don't know anything, but you grasp the important points. Man, I messed up. I shouldn't have called out to you just for fun. Oh, that was him. The man raises his arm. It happens in an instant. The arm that held nothing until now. Ooh, boy. That looks pretty freaking sick. Now holds a red weapon 2 meters long. No, didn't mean to bump the mic, sorry. Ha! I jumped to the side without thinking. I can't spare the time to... Wait, was that him or her? I can't spare the time to consider that I can't jump full force while on a rooftop. I just jump with enough force to the side as if trying to smash the fence. A whirlwind brushes past my hair. Barely made it. He rushed me in an eye blink and mercilessly slashed at the space I just occupied. Huh, you've got some good legs, young lady. The blue whirlwind pursues me. There are no escapes. The fence is behind me. To my sides? No, I won't make it. My response is fast. I run the magic crest on my left arm and assemble the magic in a single measure. It lines my body and adjusts the gravity. In this instant, my body becomes light as a feather and I leap. Reen! I know, let me handle it. I jump over the fence and fall from the rooftop. The wind and pressure push against my body. 15 meters to the ground. 1.7 seconds until landing. No, that's too slow. I'll catch up. Archer, take care of the landing. I let Archer take the impact of the landing and start to run as soon as my feet touch the ground. First, I have to change the location. We have to go somewhere we can move around freely, not a small space like a rooftop. We have to move to a large field with no obstacles to play our Archer's and mine strengths. I run from the rooftop to the school ground in less than 7 seconds. It's more than 100 meters. My speed is so fast that normal people would only see a blur. But that's... Man, those are really good legs. It'll be a waste to kill you here. Meaningless against a servant. Archer! At that moment I step back, Archer steps in front, taking form. A cloudy night. In Archer's hand is a short sword that reflects the weak moonlight. Whoa. The man crooks his mouth. That's good. That's the way to go out. That's the way to go. I don't mind people who are quick on the uptake. A large whirlwind. That's the weapon swung at me on the rooftop. The blood-red crimson lance that tried to mercilessly slaughter me. Ugh. Servant, Lancer. That's right, and your servant is Saber. Or maybe not. Who the hell are you? There's no sign of his previous casual demeanor. In response to Lancer, full of murderous intent, Archer remains silent. The distance between them is about 5 meters. The weapon in Lancer's hands is about 2 meters. For that man with the bestial smell, I feel like the remaining 3 meters are meaningless. Huh. You're not the type to engage in one-on-one combat, so you must be an archer. Archer doesn't respond to the sneering voice either. Confronting each other strangely are red and blue. The two counterfeit the colored knights are already watching for the other's clinching blow. Alright, I don't like it. But now we've met. We'll just have to fight. Go on and take out your bow, Archer. I have some manners, so at least wait for that. Archer does not respond. There's nothing to say to an enemy he must defeat. The steel back that steel back of his seems to declare so. That makes me realize I'm being stupid. Archer is just waiting for my word, my command. Archer! I talk to his back without approaching him. I won't help you. Show me your powers here. Was that a laugh? He grins as if to answer my words. The Red Knight dashes forward. Twirling gusts of wind. Short sword in hand, the red bullet launches. You fool. What meets him is the blue spear thrust. If the dashing archer is a raging wind, the responding spearhead is a divine wind. The sword is swung. A swing to deflect the thrust. Archer parries the thrust of a high-speed lance with the short sword. The one in red stops. The enemy does not permit Archer's rush. The enemy doesn't even let him go within 2 meters, the range of the spear. For a long weapon, distance is always preferred. As Lancer has a weapon almost 2 meters long, he only needs to attack when the enemy comes into his range. Thrusting at an approaching enemy is easier than moving out yourself. But even so, Lancer comes close. Lancer closes the distance himself and doesn't even allow Archer to move forward. Idiot. A mere bowman challenging a close-range fight. His temper is like a burning fire. Lancer closes in with each blow, with no thought of stopping. With a long weapon, it's suicidal to close in on an enemy. The spearman's tactic is to use their long range to defeat the enemy and win the battle. So, as Lancer is just advancing unchecked, he doesn't have a chance of winning. No way. But that's just by the book. Lancer's lance shows no vulnerabilities as it strikes for the throat, shoulders, forehead, and heart. Thrusts so fast, even the after images are just blurs. Each strike of his lance repels, rebuffs, and pushes Archer back. Any one of his thrusts could be called the final blow. But even as a bowman, Archer is a servant. No ordinary attack can be a final blow. Having repelled the lance aimed at his forehead, Archer closes in with speed superior to Lancer's alone. Based on its shape, you might think that the main attack of the lance is a thrust, but the basic strength of a lance is its swing. This is because the wide swing using its long range does not allow an enemy to dodge by stepping back. A partial retreat does not allow escape, and an attempt at counterattack will only result in being slashed in the stomach. But simply going forward will end up being smashed, ribbed from the long shaft of the lance. Archer and Lancer are similarly built. On top of that, it's hard for Archer with no heavy armor to step into a range of the lance, swung like a whirlwind. But thrusts are a different story. A blazing fast thrust, certain to strike you, is certainly scary. But as long as the attack targets a point, there are many ways to avoid it once you see it. As Archer did just then, hitting the shaft of the approaching lance to redirect it slightly creates an opening. It must be because he underestimates a bowman. The advantage of a long weapon is the length and the freedom of its range. Once Lancer has discarded these advantages, his defeat is... Huh? The one in red stops. A nightmare like time is reversing. The thrust is faster than the previous one. Gah. Archer tries to parry the blow, but he gets flicked away along with his weapons. There are no openings in Lancer's attacks. Not just that, the thrust increased in speed and power without limit, and it becomes a final blow even for a servant. We are the ones that underestimated him. For that servant, for Lancer's weapon, there are no general rules about lances. Who could ever parry continuous attacks without even space to breathe between them? Archer manages to retreat a bit and parries, and as a result, the distance between them opens a little. That distance. Lancer uses that distance as a runway to launch an even more powerful attack. The raging continuous attacks is only a repetition of that, but the blows themselves are godlike. 10 blows already. No, it must actually be many more times than that. The heavy rain of lance pours with yet more strength, trying to skewer Archer to death. It's not fast, but it's just skill. It thrusts like a waterfall with no change in speed. What can Archer do as he's now on the defensive? With such a short sword, he can only parry the lance. He has no way to close on Lancer and continues the retreat. A vacuum of steel unfolds. Support. I have to back Archer up. My throat won't respond. My magic has poor aim. Unless Archer gets far away from Lancer, I will hit him with my magic as well. Such an opening would only increase Lancer's advantage. And besides, frankly, I'm captivated. This is a battle between servants. This is the Holy Grail War itself, where we use heroic spirits, the highest rank of familiar whom we would never otherwise obtain. Water. Servants. Familiars of different classes that obey the 7 masters. These are the highest ranked familiars called heroic spirits that the Holy Grail summons. So it's misleading to call them familiars. Originally, familiars were just beings that ran errands for the Magus. Imagine perhaps a cat in boots, or a cute white bird, or a black dog that doesn't obey its master, or something like that. Familiars that a mere Magus can summon are of that level. Familiars are just familiars. They are only mascots that run errands for their masters, so they cannot be being stronger than their masters. But servants are different. They are the most powerful beings. Even for sorcerers, of which there are only 5 in this world, it would probably be impossible for them to form a contract with them. It's not that the summoning is hard, or even that the ability of the servants surpass that of the Magus. Servants themselves are beings above magic. I'll make it clear. Servants are heroes from the past. Myth, legend, fable, history. Fiction or not, the superhuman beings who gain concrete existence in folklore are what we call heroes. A hero that becomes eternal in people's minds is no longer human after death, and is promoted to another form of existence. Humans who bring about miracles, save people, and achieve great deeds are called heroes even after their death. After being so called, they are promoted heroic spirits after their deaths and become guardians of humanity. It doesn't matter whether these people existed in reality or in stories. It is people's minds that create a hero. It's like that one Mob Psycho episode. It's like Santa Claus. What is that word? I don't remember. I'll look it up later. People's wishes. This is how things should be. Give form and set them up as real. Authenticity does not matter. They can have form as long as they have fame as a legend and people have faith. The ultimate ideal humans have created the greatest humans people have created. These are the heroes. The heroic spirits. And of course, since they are beyond human, they cannot be controlled by humans. A Magus usually borrows their power only to mimic them. They can't summon the heroic spirits themselves. But the Holy Grail made that impossibility into reality. It summons the heroic spirits beyond human control and turns into a familiar obedient to the master. That nonsense is proof that the Holy Grail is almighty. And with the passing of years ignored, the heroic spirits are summoned. The most recent from 100 years ago, the oldest from the ancient days. The 7 heroic spirits obey each of the 7 masters, protect them, and eliminate masters of the enemy. Heroes from every age and country are revived into the present day to kill one another for supremacy. This is why the ritual is called the Holy Grail War. But it seems the Holy Grail has its limits too. Even the Holy Grail cannot indiscriminately call upon the spirits-like beings. Onto the spirit-like beings. Just as a form invented by humans is required for the imaginary 6th element, known as the devil, to take form, the heroic spirits also need a form to live in this world. That form is their temporary name, and the way they exist in this world. I'm just gonna say they instead of the. That might be like a little typo. The Holy Grail is furnished classes so that heroic spirits may take more form more easily, and it only summons the heroic spirits that match these classes. Ah, I didn't mean to do that. It's like a pass. Wait, I can. What the fuck? Well, now I need to go back up. Hang on. No. It's like a passport to the present, as it sets up a role as a familiar in advance by allowing the summon the heroic spirits to take on that role. It helps the spirits to take form. Knight of the Sword, Saber. Knight of the Lance, Lancer. Knight of the Bow, Archer. Mounted Soldier, Rider. Magus, Caster. Silent Killer, Assassin. Mad Warrior, Berserker. Only the heroic spirits with the attributes of these classes are summoned to the present to obey the master and become a servant. That is the servant system, a summoning and contract with heroic spirits beyond human control to win the miracle beyond human grasp. The ultimate competition held on this ground, and the one and only Holy Grail War. Man, they are loving that repeat. A loud crash. The short sword that deflected Lancer flies from Archer's hands. This is Lancer's technique, a straight thrust that turns into a sweep at Archer's wrist. It was a blow Archer could not avoid, even if he had seen it coming. There is no effective way of pairing a lance with a sword. A strong rebuff only results in a stronger counterattack, and a weak rebuff does not create any openings. The important aspect of a battle between a sword and a lance lies in defeating the enemy when he's at the wrong range. I didn't mean to do that. Oh, dude, check that booty. Is there a way to get this little panel away so that I can just get that? Because that'd make a nice thumbnail. I'm actually gonna look that up. Don't mind me. Well, is there a gallery? We could go to the gallery if there is one. Hang on. Graphic. Oh, yeah, look at that. I like that. Sick. Graphic. Exit menu. That's good. That's good. Thumbnail right there. Idiot. There's no hesitation in Lancer. His movements to push Archer back stops. He must intend to end the match in a single instant. He stares of the stares of the firmly placed Lancer and the swordless Archer clash. Yeah. In that instant, the lance is thrust just like a flash of light. It can't even be seen. Forehead, neck, and heart. 3 shots are launched, any one a fatal blow. But the flash too fast to see is repelled by a shining blade. In Archer's hand is the short sword again. The sword like before, a Chinese sword like a hatchet, but the biggest difference is... Crap. 2 swords? I'm just going to assume that was Lancer. A pair of swords in his hand are matched swords, mirror images of each other. Huh, a bowman trying to be a swordsman. Lancer's lance flies. Ooh, see, now that's some good stuff. Actually, maybe... Hang on. Maybe that's the thumbnail. It's a toss-up. That Lancer art was maybe a little bit better. This looks a little bit cooler, but the closer you look, Lancer looks a little doofy there. Archer looks pretty good. Lancer, not as good. That's okay. Exit menu. As if to finish Archer off, the lance moves faster and faster. Archer defends with a burning spirit. His hawk-like eyes say that he will not retreat anymore. No, that he will only advance from now on. The clashing sounds are like that of a well-orchestrated music. 2 steels clanging against each other. The sparking clashes increase in rhythm without pause. Rhythm? The battle of the 2 is like a vacuum. It sucks in the air around them, and it seems like anything approaching them would be cut to pieces. In reality, it only lasts an instant. But for me looking on, it seems like an infinitely long time. Lancer tries not to let Archer near him, while Archer advances using his sword as a shield. Over 100 blows have been thrown, and Archer loses a sword every time. But it's only for a moment as Archer has a sword in his hand in the next instant, forcing Lancer back a little each time. Lancer finally admits his carelessness, that even though he doesn't know who is before him, he will be the loser if he dismisses him as a mere bowman. Oh, I just cracked my thumb and that really did not feel great. The distance widens. Probably to recover, Lancer puts a large distance between them. His speed is extraordinary. Archer's charge was out of this world, but was still slow compared to Lancer. The movement of his retreat like a panther, had panther-like speed and agility. 27. I've disarmed you that many times, yet you still have more? Lancer mutters in irritation. No, it's more like confusion. I feel the same way. According to Father, the servant carries only one weapon. The weapon is filled with magical energy, so it's not something that can be created one after another, like Archer was just doing. Servants are here that sublimate their spirits after death, equaling the Holy Spirits. To put it another way, they are like devils or angels. They are powerful familiars in their own, but their most powerful weapon is their proof of heroism, a magical item called their noble phantasm. A noble phantasm is a weapon or armor that the servant See, that's something that's always slightly annoyed me about Fate, is that their big, uber, mega, special finishing move is called Noble Phantasm, but then, like, every part of their weaponry is called the Noble Phantasm. Granted, most of their Noble Phantasms are, like, the weapons related to their myths, but then there are some where it's like, well, your Noble Phantasm really isn't that weapon you're holding, that's the ability that you're using, but your weapon is also a Noble Phantasm, and it's like, they probably should have had different names, like just noble weapons, and then the abilities are noble phantasms, you know what I mean? But we can talk about that maybe more if it like becomes more of a thing later on. I don't know. That's just my gripe, because watching Fate for the first time and being, wait, I thought that big special move was the noble phantasm, but now you're telling me that the weapon's the noble phantasm? I'm confused. But it's fine. And is treated as a last resort. The noble phantasm is the one and only weapon for a servant. This is because the noble phantasm is an ultimate weapon without equal. The lance the Lancer is using will show its power as a noble phantasm when Lancer oh wait, so hang on. So is it that some servants it's just like there's not deemed noble phantasm until it uses the ability, but that goes against what they've said in other Fate series where they're like, yo, look at him making them noble phantasms, and it's just a weapon. That probably doesn't make any sense if you have no Fate context, but that's okay. You'll understand later. A noble phantasm is an impressive weapon by itself, but its true ability is to release all its power using its true name. Heroes' weapons which rule over all others, and which have killed dragons and gods. Servants activate their noble phantasms using their magical energy. It's much like magic. Servants recreate the destruction in legend using a weapon as a catalyst. Those weapons were never fully disposable. The swords that Archer brought must have been excellent, but they cannot be called his noble phantasm. He is the servant Archer, so his noble phantasm he conceals must be a bow. What's wrong, Lancer? It's not like you to just stand there and watch. Where's the energy you had just now? You're talking crap, you cheater? Lancer's irritation is understandable. Even though Lancer fought as a spearman, Archer fended him off as a swordsman, which means Archer hasn't shown any of his abilities yet. So it's only natural for Lancer to feel ghastly. Alright then, I'll ask you, what hero are you? I've never heard of a bowman using 2 swords. On the other hand, it's all too easy to tell who you are. It said that only the fastest heroes are chosen as Lancers, but you surpass even that. There aren't 3 Lancers in this world at your level, and I mean, he's a 3-star. There are dozens better than he is, which is sad because I love Ku and I wish he was better. There aren't 3 Lancers in this world at your level, and on top of that, there's only one with such a beast-like agility. Oh, well said, Archer. At that instant, his vast murderous intent makes me forget to breathe. Nah, I like the other one better. I thought about getting that one for the thumbnail, but I like the other Archer one better. Lancer's arms move. This is different from before. A stance free from contempt. A spearhead is lowered as if to strike the ground, and only his stare pierces Archer. In that case, you shall face my. That was not. That was not Reen. In that case, you shall face my finishing blow. I won't stop you. You're an enemy. I'll have to defeat sooner or later. Lancer's body sinks down. At the same time, a chill like thorns fills the schoolyard. The air freezes. Not a metaphor, it literally freezes. All the mana in the air is frozen. The only person allowed to breathe here is a warrior called Lancer. The lance in Lancer's hand is unmistakably a demonic one, and now it is waiting to take its true form for the moment it strikes. Crap. He'll be beaten. I don't know what kind of noble phantasm that is, but Archer will be beaten. It's implausible since it's the first time I felt such an intuition, but there's no doubt about it. Archer will die when that lance is thrust. It is determined. Literally, Lancer's lance is the embodiment of inescapable death. Oh. Archer will be defeated. Archer will die when Lancer pierces his heart. And yet, even though I know what's going to happen, I can't even help him. Because if I move even a finger, that will trigger the attack. So if anything can stop this battle and stop Archer's defeated would be... Who's there? It'd be a... Oh wait, is that someone else speaking? It'd be nice if they had like a little like, yo, hello kids, I'm Lancer speaking. It would be the chance appearance of a stranger we've overlooked. I need water. This is so long. But there just hasn't been a good stopping point. Huh? The ghastly air coming from Lancer disappears. The sound of fleeing footsteps. That figure is definitely wearing a school uniform. A student? Someone was still here? It seems so. He did save our lives, though. Oh, wait, I thought that was Alreen. Archer says calmly, so that last sentence was Archer. Well, we were certainly saved, but... My mistake. I didn't notice my surroundings because I was preoccupied with Lancer. Oh, that was Reen. Hey, Archer, what are you doing? Can't you see? I'm resting since I'm free now. You can't do that. What about Lancer? He went after that guy. He saw us, so Lancer will probably eliminate him, right? For an instant, my thoughts stop. Follow him, Archer. I'll catch up right away. Archer goes after Lancer immediately. Damn, how stupid of me. I curse my carelessness. It's the rule of Magi to eliminate any witnesses, which is why if one didn't want to do that, one just had to allow no witnesses. I've done that until now, so why did I have to make any mistakes today of all days? Okay. And on that note, we're done. This has been longer than usual. My voice is dead tired. I mean, I could probably go a little bit longer, but I'm electing to not. Yeah, with that being said, we're actually going to get Shiro next time. I'm so excited to start making choices. I was not expecting a 10-minute dialogue, basically just repeating information that we kind of already had. That was a little... But you know what? Things are happening. It's moving along now. So I enjoyed that. That was good. But yeah, again, next time we're going to get Shiro, and I'm so excited for that. But yeah, until next time, bye-bye. Okay, we are back with some more Fate Stay Night. Okay, we're gonna get to Shiro this time. I've said this every single episode for the past 6. I think this is number 6. I've said that every single time for the past 6. We're finally gonna get there today. I'm confident. Night, where even the moonlight is obscured. A student is lying on the cold hallway floor, and Archer is standing still. He is staring blankly at the student. A smell hits my nose. The blood on the floor makes it clear that it's the smell of death. Follow him, Archer. Lancer will probably go back to his master. This won't be worth it unless we at least find out who the master looks like. Archer goes after Lancer. I'm left alone with the student lying on the floor. Ooh. Because of... Again, I don't want to spoil it for anyone who doesn't know. But I'll talk about, I might, if I remember, I'll talk about this more when we get to that point. But some context of later just made me go like, oh, well, this is actually a way more interesting scene than I initially thought. I can't look straight at him, but I must. This is my fault. This is my fault. This is my fault. Ever since I was a child, ever since I became the successor of Tosaka, I've been preparing for something like this. There's no good or evil for Magi. I've always told myself that this road only has my blood and the blood of others, so... One shot from Lancer's lance, huh? You can't be saved with your heart pierced. I don't know how long it's been since Lancer killed him. Was he lucky or unlucky to be pierced through the heart? I guess Lancer's attack isn't a simple external wound, as the flow of blood from the rupture isn't too severe. It's not too severe, but it's all over when the brain doesn't get any more. No, basically, if his heart were pierced, he would have died instantly. But it's amazing he isn't dead yet. Yes, he's still breathing faintly as if to give his last scream. That will only last a few more seconds. He can't heal his own wounds, and I don't have enough power to save him either. I have to look at his face. I should at least do that. I try to touch the head, facing the ground, and realize my fingertips won't move. They're trembling. I wonder why. I'm used to such things. I've had to make these kinds of choices many times before. I've lost many things due to my mistakes and my selfishness. That's why I'm ready for a day like this. So why? Why am I so angry at myself? Sorry. I'll see you off at least. I control my trembling fingers and my failing knees with my will and look at the face of the student. A huge smacking sound. It really feels like something hit my head with a hammer. Stop it. Why does it have to be you? I grit my teeth. Not to suppress my trembles. I'm really pissed off. Why is it him? Why did it have to be him? I'm not mad at Lancer for killing a witness quickly and perfectly, just as a servant should do. I'm just angry at him for staying late at this place, on this day. Sakura's face flashes into my mind. She will definitely cry, and I'll recall one red-tinted day after school a long time ago, a distant sunset, someone always running alone, and a boring girl staring at that from afar away, and before me, the corpse of someone who happened to get involved. There is a way. I might fail and lose my last resort in the process, but there is still a way. No, I'll lose my last resort whether I succeed or fail, so the result for me won't change. It's a mistake. The fact of his death is already determined. This is my fault for not noticing the things around me. It's his fault for unluckily staying late. So I don't need to go that far. Yes, because this is what my father, who gave me nothing else, left for me. A powerful chunk of magical energy, a reliable last resort to win through this battle. A precious, precious thing just for me. So what, idiot? I shake the feeling off and kneel in front of the one who will become a corpse in another second. Man, I've done it. The pendant in my hand becomes lighter. My father's wait. Thumbnail? Question mark? No, the thumbnail will probably be Shiro. I don't know. Whatever I decide, we'll see. My father's memento is drained, almost to emptiness, and falls onto what used to be a dying body. Well, it can't be helped. Yes, it can't be helped. I didn't have the power or skills to revive someone with a damaged heart, damaged blood vessels, and on the verge of brain death on top of that. That's why I had to make up for my lack of skill with this powerful object. It's lucky he was still breathing. If he was completely dead, no amount of magical energy could have revived him. But since he was still alive, I just did what I could and ended up saving his life. It would have been awful if I failed, but since I succeeded, I guess it's alright. Yeah, I feel fulfilled, to be honest, so this wasn't such a bad experience. I'm just bluffing. Let's go. What's done is done. I have to head back before he wakes up. Yeah, there's no need for me to stay here any longer. Arthur should be following Lancer, so I should go home by myself. On my way back, I remember. I left the pendant at school. Just a pendant now. The magical energy has been drained out of it. Oh well. It's no more use. I have no more use for that pendant. Sure might have a bit of magical energy left in it, but surely less than the 10 jewels I have. What my father intended to leave for me was enough magical energy to win the Holy Grail War. So now, without magical energy, that thing is meaningless. I enter my house without saying anything and sit on the sofa. Archer isn't back yet. I sigh and listen to the clock for a few minutes. Ugh. Huh? I have to switch gears. What am I doing daydreaming after a battle like that? I jump up and brew some tea. There are so many things to think about. Most importantly, the servants. I have just witnessed a battle between servants that I've only understood intellectually. Lancer, huh? I panicked when he almost used a noble phantasm, but I would have found out his identity if he'd used it. The easiest way to beat an enemy servant is to learn their identity. Ignoring for the moment the idiot who doesn't even know his own identity, the biggest weak point of a servant is their true name. Discovering the servant's true name, in other words, figuring out their identity, should let you take a guess at what kind of noble phantasm they might have. It goes without saying, but since servants are heroic spirits, they have a legend associated with them. If you figure out their legend, you should be able to find out most of their abilities. Servants are called by their class names because they want to hide their true names. Because the more famous a hero is, the more people know about their weapons and their weaknesses. A heroic spirit that becomes a servant never gives out their true identity. The only one that knows the servants' identities are the masters. There's even a tacit understanding that the masters hide their servants' identities while trying to discover the identities of the others. This is the fifth Holy Grail War. The qualities of the servants are determined by ranks of who summoned the heroic spirits. Summoned heroic spirits. It goes without saying that the more famous heroes, the heroes with better weapons are stronger. But it's difficult to summon such heroic spirits. To summon a heroic spirit, one must have a connection with them, such as a weapon they use during their lives. Even the Magic Association has a few such things. So generally, one will summon a heroic spirit that suits them, like I did. A servant's strength is determined by the rank of their heroic spirit. But it's not that simple, as even the most powerful heroic spirits may have a hard time depending on the class they are assigned to. That is because the special abilities assigned to each class, the possibility of the weak defeating the strong. The 7 classes each have a different additional ability, and one even has a chance of defeating an opponent higher rank depending on the ability's affinity. To take an example, an infamous hero has defeated a great hero 4 times in the past. As far as I know, the most powerful... Take an example as an infamous hero has defeated a great hero 4 times in the past? Is she talking about like past Holy Grail Wars there? I don't actually know what she's talking about there. As far as I know, the most powerful servant is Saber. In all the previous 4 wars, Saber has made it to the final fight. It is said that the 3 classes, Saber, Lancer, and Archer, have strong magic resistance. To put it simply, magic is pretty much useless against them. It's because there are fighters who fought through the age of myths, when magics were used widely. Magic that Mogis use now would probably dissipate just by touching them. Anyway, that's why these 3 classes are considered the basics and the best. Another that's worthy of mention is a Servant Berserker. The heroic spirits summoned into this class lose their sanity. Just as the name implies, they become a mad warrior puppet of their master. The benefit from this is a strengthening of their power, far exceeding the powers that they had when they were alive. However, the more powerful a servant becomes, the greater a burden it imposes on the master. In the past, masters who summoned Berserker couldn't control the rampaging servants, and destroy themselves by running out of magical energy. No exceptions. The winners and losers of the Holy Grail War are largely determined by the abilities of the servants. While I expect there are ways to win by the master's efforts, but it's basically a fight between the servants. This is why a master should be very careful when summoning a servant. It kind of sounds like you just summoned Berserker, you basically just signed your own loss at that point. I silently consider the plans we should make from now on. The clock, fixed already, strikes 11 while I do so. And I missed the hang on. And Archer comes home. Yep, alright, okay. We're good. Welcome back. How did it go? I'm sorry, I failed. It must have been one cautious master. At the very least, Lancer's master is not on this side of town. As I expected. Lancer was alone, and it seems his master isn't the type to show up for the battle personally. I see. Well, I guess it won't be that easy. Yes, there's no way everything will go as I might hope, so it can't be helped. Let's consider what happened tonight as a tuition fee for the lessons learned. You seem down, Master. Where are your high spirits? Don't tell me you got scared by that one fight. If you so order, I am ready to go to battle with Lancer right now. Archer protests silently that we should do so. Oh, Archer protests silently that we should do so. I see. I guess I look depressed. Of course not. I'm staying in only because I don't do anything pointless. Anything pointless? Well, all the masters aren't present yet. Tonight couldn't be helped, but I wouldn't start fighting before we get the signal. My father told me this is one of the rules of the Holy Grail War. Cough, cough. That was a real cough, not me like, haha, cough, cough. Ironic. I see. So your father was also a master. Archer nods understanding. Then Archer makes a troubled face and starts to ponder something. What? Do you have something you want to say? Yeah, there's something I forgot to ask. Reen, you've been raised since you were small to be a master, and you've accepted that, right? So you've expected to be a master since the beginning. Of course. Well, there certainly are masters that are suddenly appointed, but I'm different. For the Tosaka family, the Holy Grail War has been our earnest desire for many generations. I thought so. So having been raised to become a master, you must have a purpose. I forgot to ask about that. I cannot swear my sword to you unless I know my master's wish. So, Reen, what is your wish? Wish? I don't really have one. What? Oh, Archer's making a funny face. That can't be true. The Holy Grail is an almighty grail that grants wishes. Becoming a master means obtaining the Holy Grail. So how can you say that you have no wish to grant? Archer is asking with a serious expression. Oh, I see. The master's wish after obtaining the Holy Grail isn't irrelevant to the servant. But it's strange. Father said the servants have wishes as well, but that is their only wish. I don't think Archer should be concerned because I don't have any wishes. Alright, if you don't have a specific wish, why not wish for something ambiguous, like ruling the world? Why? Why? The world is already mine. Hey now, Archer. The world is just another word for the things you value around you. That's something I've had since I was born. If you tell me to rule such a world, I already rule it. Archer looks at me with a troubled expression. I'm amazed. The guy really is hard-headed. Ridiculous. The Holy Grail is a power to grant wishes, a power to obtain the world. Are you saying you're seeking it, yet you have no wish? But ruling the world without would be so troublesome, and there's no point in wishing for something so pointless. You seem to lack imagination. I don't understand. For what then do you fight? I fight because there's a battle. Oh, that's a comma. I fight because there's a battle, Archer, and I'll take whatever I can get. I don't know about this Holy Grail thing, but I can just use it when I find something I write. Something I want. Hang on. As a human, there are infinite things I might want in life. So you're saying... Yes, I'm fighting to win, Archer. Archer's shoulders slump. Maybe he's disappointed in my opinions, but it seems he's finally relaxed. I give up. You're certainly a worthy master for me. I find it hard to deal with that type of comment, so I wish he'd stop saying such things. Huh? The servant has no right to choose their master, but I'll ask for the heck of it. Why am I a worthy master for you? It goes without saying. You're unmistakably the strongest master. No one would be a better master to serve than you. Oh, thanks. It doesn't sound like flattery when you say it. I look away because I'm embarrassed. I find it hard to deal with Archer because he speaks frankly like this, even when he's so cynical. But well, I'm honestly happy that he trusts me. I trust Archer and he trusts me. I don't think this sense of solidarity is a bad thing. Well then, let's take a break. Even if the seventh master is going to appear, it won't be right now. Wait a minute, Reen. What just happened to that... Oh, that was him. Well then, let's take a break. Even if the seventh master is going to appear, it won't be right now. Thank you, Truck. I don't know if the mic picked it up, though, because it only picks up directly in front of it, but it could have. Wait a minute, Reen. What happened to that jewelry of yours? You mean my pendant? Oh, I forgot it. It's out of power, so there's no use for it, right? That's true. But, well, if you say so. Yes, it's a memento of my father, but it's not like it's my only memory of him. That's no good. You don't have to be that strong, Reen. So saying, Archer takes out the pendant I left at school. Oh, you went and picked it up for me? Don't forget it again. It only looks right on you, Reen. And if he's embarrassed, as if he's embarrassed, Archer looks away as he hands me the pendant. I see. Thanks. I accept it. To be honest, I don't know if I should be embarrassed or cool about it. The pendant is as it was. As expected, there's no magical energy left in it. Empty of magical energy, it's just an expensive but ordinary jewel. And it doesn't hold any power. Hang on, I need to let my dog out. Okay, I'm back. Wouldn't be a Dark Panther video without an interruption. I'm actually surprised we got through like the last two with that one. Okay. There's no magical energy, just expensive jewelry, and it doesn't hold any power. But as Archer would put it, even though there's no power left in this pendant, it still has meaning as something my father specifically left for me. Then maybe I can just laugh off the fact that I helped the guy by sacrificing my trump card. Hey, wait a sec. Something clicks in my head. I wasn't thinking straight back then because of my regret, but thinking about it calmly, I missed something. He saw us, so it'll be dangerous unless we adjust his memory. Basically, Lancer prioritized eliminating the witness over his battle with us. Lancer's thinking probably matches his master's. So, if such a master finds out the guy they killed didn't die, what would he do? He wouldn't let that guy keep on living. Wait, was Reen speaking there? He wouldn't let that guy keep on living. I get up off the sofa. It's been 3 hours since then. I might not make it, but after all I did, I have no time to... I have to make it on time. I think she said that. Hang on. After all I did, I have to make it on time. Yep. I run through the night. Fortunately, I know where his house is. No, I didn't look it up, but it just so happens that an acquaintance of mine goes there quite a lot, though I've never been myself. Honestly, you're just taking on unwanted troubles. Archer has no interest in cooperating. He was against saving the guy when he was dying, and he's against me going to help him right now. It's midnight. Under the cloudy night sky, we reach the Japanese-styled house. There's no sight of anyone in this house on the edge of the residential district. There aren't many houses around it, and there's no one to come and help if something happens here. I cannot read today. My breath is white. A wind starts to pick up. It must be quite strong as the clouds lift to drift fast. The supposedly warm wind of Fuyuki sends a chill down my spine, making me tremble. Even if Fuyuki City is considered warm, it's still cold on the hill. The air around here is frozen. I strain my ears in the cold atmosphere. In the frozen feeling, I feel a small sense of an enemy. He's here, the servant from before. I bite my lip. His presence is perceptible on the other side of this wall. Lancer is in the house already and about to kill the same guy who has just come home without a clue as to what happened. I'll have to jump in and beat him. I'll worry about what happens next when it happens. I'll worry about what comes next when it happens. Just as I am about to command Archer, just as I am about to command Archer to go in. Reading is hard sometimes. Don't judge me, okay? A bright white light, like a fallen sun, comes from within the house. The presence is eclipsed by another presence. The wave of power from the servant Lancer is consumed by an even larger wave. The instantaneous explosion of either gives the spiritual being a body, summoned to overpower Lancer. No way. I can only mutter, but it's true. To prove it, Lancer jumps over the wall and leaps away as if fleeing from this place. Hey, Archer, is this another one of your hypothetical scenarios? I don't know, but this makes 7. All the masters are here now, Reen. Archer answers calmly. I've lost my normal judgment. That's why I didn't even consider the obvious event that would follow. The wind blows strongly. Clouds cover the sky like an umbrella. The unlit suburbs are enclosed by darkness. Shwang, and the servant jumps over the wall, coming down like a demonic bird. Archer has reacted already, but I couldn't react. That was my mistake. The battle ended with that small opening, not even lasting a second. It might have only been a second for me, but for that servant, it was an opening that couldn't be ignored. A sword rushes for me. Huh? Archer? Archer pushes me aside and the servant slashes him. It happens in an instant. Archer, who handled Lancer's fury of attacks beautifully, has been taken down with one blow. Archer! Archer, disappear! But I make it in time this time. Just as the enemy servant is about to cut off Archer's hand with her blade, I forcibly remove him. A pain in my right hand. It must have been excessive command, so command spells disappear from my hand. Wait, now there's only one remaining. Okay. I didn't remember that happening. I thought she would have more later on. Now there's only one remaining, but this is for the best. Rather than having Archer die, I would preferably lose 1 or 2 command spells. Giving no consideration to Archer's disappearance, the servant attacks me. Don't underestimate me. I take from my pocket a topaz with a wind spell stored in it. Then I launch all my magical energy it contains at her without processing it. This thing, which can blow away a house without a trace, is a bundle of wind spells I've stored up over time. It's one of the 10 jewels I've been putting my magical energy into for 17 years without rest. I'm using all the magical energy stored in it, so even if I can't defeat her, it should at least slow her down a bit. No, not even that. It did nothing. The swirl of wind that instantly tears apart anything caught within it disappears like a magic trick the instant it touches the servant. Such strong magic resistance. Mere magical energy from Magus cannot hurt the servant. So, this is it. She can't be hurt by magic, and I've lost the protection of Archer, so I can't stop the servant. I barely managed to avoid one blow, but that's all. I look up at the night sky. In it is the figure of a cold-hearted death who is looking down at me as I lay miserably on the ground. Ooh. I like that. That looks super good. I love that. Never mind, that's the thumbnail now. But I'm gonna have to put the logo on the opposite side, because that looks so good. Okay. Exit menu. What? The wind blows. In between the dark clouds and the spiral sky, the moon shines. The falling moonlight and the beautiful face. This is the servant that drove off Lancer, defeated my Archer in one strike, and annulled my magic with no trouble. That magic was splendid. Ooh, what voice should I give her? That magic was splendid, Magus. The girl's voice is like a bell. The girl's. Yes, this voice is like a nightmare right now. It's only natural. The more beautiful my enemy is, the more of a nightmare it is that I cannot believe the difference in her strength. But this is your end, Master of Archer. The point of the sword shines brightly. On the verge of death, I understand. With just one look, without proof, this is the card I wanted. Hey, that's the card I also want, but will never obtain because she's only ever on the story banner. It's fine. Fate Grand Order issues. The one said to be the strongest of all servants, the hero of the sword. I look up at the moon, accepting my death. There's no time for me to flee or plead for my life. I will die here until Sakharin's Holy Grail War will end on the 3rd day. There is only disgrace and regret, and I will probably vanish bearing a grudge against my enemy. But still, I don't feel anything. Something must really be wrong with me. Even though I'm going to be killed in an instant, I adore her again. That's right. If you ask for regrets, that's it. But I guess it can't be helped. Because she's the most powerful servant. Because her figure is just so heartless, so infinitely valiant and so beautiful. Hold up, my window just got smaller. What the freak just happened there? Nani the fuck? There's an anime opening and I don't have volume. Ah, it just expanded again. Darn you, constantly changing window sizes. Ooh, but it actually has like a loading screen. Oh wait, that's weird actually. Do I click? I don't know if I click load or not. Do I click start? I want to go to config. What the frick? Hang on. Also, it just changed sizes again. Hang on. Apologies for the unprofessionalism. But I now have to readjust it. Okay, there we go. But why isn't there any audio? Why is there no desktop audio? I actually don't know a whole lot about this. Yeah, the window capture automatic. What the freak? I'm sorry that this is taking a second, but I'm like, but we just got the anime opening, and there wasn't any audio recording. And I did just put up an episode. I put up episode 3 today to date this one, and when I was editing that one, I also noticed that there wasn't any music because I didn't have to adjust like the levels, like, so you could hear my voice over the game volume. But on the last 2 episodes I recorded, it was showing. What is happening? Hang on. What? Yeah, save changes. Okay, well now I'm getting desktop audio. I had to throw in it as desktop audio too. But it's also peaking. I want to turn down that gain a little bit. Well, I'll look it up and throw it in there and completely remove me talking. Yeah. In video, I was talking there. Actually, I might not be able to... Well, I could actually probably get, like, the audio for it. Because I have a way to download audio from YouTube, but I don't know how to download videos anymore because they keep changing it. So I can download the audio for the opening, and then I can sync those two up. That actually sounds like a lot of effort, but you know what? I want to hear it, and I want it to be in the video. And now I'm a little tilted that for some reason it wasn't recording audio to begin with. If there wasn't, I mean, the bars were moving the last 2 episodes, so I don't know why it's now not. I'm very confused, actually. But alright. And it's consistent, because I'm guessing it's just, like, doing, like, menu music, like... Did it just peak when I touched it? Alright, I'm just gonna hit start. I am the bone of my sword. Steel is my body and fire is my blood. I have created over 1,000 blades, unknown to death nor known to life. Have withstood pain to create many weapons, yet those hands will never hold anything. So as I pray, unlimited blade works. We'll go for a few more minutes because I started the episode like 31 minutes in, like a minute into the recording, and we're only at 32 minutes, so I can go for a few more minutes. Actually, nah. That seems like a good place to end, so I'm going to end the episode there. We'll get back to Shiro in the next one. In the meantime, I hope everyone has a fantastic day. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.